Finding those levels, too. Look at that four-punch combination.
It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass. Right hand, and Shakur meeting them with straight left hand.
Oh, there's a knockdown scored with the left hand.
Right now, we're going to give him his just due. Shout out to my brother, Jusdueboxing.
What's good? What's good? Salute, family. How y'all feeling? We here a little early today on this good morning, man. We were supposed to get it in yesterday, but we had a power outage and some more BS. So we back. We gonna chop it up for a bit, man. Talk this boxing. I don't know if y'all been watching any of the Grand Prix, man. There's been some really good fights, good action. There's been boxing on all morning. And Troy Nash's fault, man. I just didn't like that decision, man. That scoring a little weird, a little strange for me, but it is what it is. It was a good fight. Good experience for young Troy Nash, man. Only 7-0 or 5-0, fighting a damn 16-0 opponent is crazy. So shout out to him, man. Out there in Sally getting it in Banks. What it doing? We Don in the building. Lee Monk, what's good, fam? Top of the morning. How you feeling, man? Y'all hit the like button, man. Subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Support the grind. We're gonna talk about it, man. We gonna talk about it. Man, y'all already know we all know who Boots was fighting. Like I said, if y'all was listening in, L-Dub was on that shit way before everybody else was. And we see the blowback, if you will, you know, with Boots and who he fighting. And as I've said a number of different times, I'm not going to change my opinion on what's going on. I just think guys got to be allowed to, you know, make fights and do what makes sense. And, you know, when you got multiple guys saying no and you end up with a lesser guy, that's just the luck of the draw. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. As it pertains to Boots, I think it's important for him to just stay down until he right back up. And as long as he continue to go out there and handle business, he gonna always be in the driver's seat. Gonna always be in a good position. This is just a situation that he got to fight through. You know what I mean? It's one thing they started, you know, crucifying him for the Lima selection, and then from there, you know, Jesus Ramos came out and made a statement, and you know, now they're on this case about that as well. So it just get crazy. Shout out Boys Be Crying. What's good with it, fam? So I wish I could press the like button twice. Appreciate you, fam. Much love, man. Appreciate that, yo. Yeah, we did 10 hours the other day. GQ, what's good with it, bro? We put in 10 hours of streaming the other day, man. And we rocked out, man. Shout out to everybody that rocked out with your boy. But we're gonna get to it. Appreciate you, man. Man, but we're gonna get to it. But so yeah, like I said, man, for me, look, I don't know how nobody else do what they do, but I like to give people the credit they deserve and just highlight what I see happening in the future, man. And I just think Boots, I think people just got him a little messed up. I get it. You know what I mean? I just think he was in an unfortunate circumstance at 47 with, you know, for lack of a better term, like they just wasn't the most talented bunch down there. You know, once the two champions got up out the way, and Spence and Bud, it ain't leave much for him. And Virgil went, you get me? And then Brian Norman worked his way into being the best fight. But outside of that, like, look what he really had, you know, was left with. So he made his move. And now I just think it's time for people to either support the man or just move on. For me, I'm a rock with him. I think it's just a matter of time. I seen him. He did a little short interview with YSM. I'm going to play it. did a little short, interview. He touched on some things, but I think when it's all said and done, man, he gonna be one of those guys standing at the end. Shout out to my brother Kyle Cooley. What's good, brother? How you feeling? Yeah, we was gonna get this in last night, but with the power outage and some other stuff going on, kind of pushed it back. But we gonna get to it today, y'all. Shout out to my famo, man. So yeah, man, Boo's been getting kind of dragged heavy. He been getting dragged heavily lately, and I just, for me, you got to show me, that you could really do something with him in the boxing ring, man. All this speculation, all this hearsay, all this over exaggeration because of who he fighting. You got all this type of misinformation out there, and this shit is just nasty work. The only thing I think people were confused about in terms of what Boots was speaking on is when he said Ramos, it wasn't Jesus, it was Abel. I been knew that because my guy Dub been let me know who it was with the receipts to back it up. So I knew it was Abel Ramos. But never mind that. You got Bullchuck Mendoza. Like I keep saying, I don't understand why people can't just look at things for what it is. This is how situations like this, like to be a Boots fan, or a supporter, you gotta be a real fan of the sport, bro. You do. You got to really be a fan of the sport to really rock with Boots right now. You get what I'm saying? Because the situations like this, and I'll tell y'all, this is the difference between fans, y'all, and supporters. You get what I'm saying? The supporters going to understand, okay, you had a list of names, some better than others, and guys went in different directions. And then you end up with a guy that's still in the top 10. Why are we complaining? Shut the hell up. I don't want to hear it. This dude fought as high as 160 before Lima. You don't hear not a single solitary soul saying, he bringing Boots up to 54. You don't hear nobody crying and complaining, right? You don't hear that because it's selective outrage. If it was the other way around, you get what I'm saying? Oh, Boots bringing up smaller guys. Well, this dude fought a couple times, I believe, at 160. So is he bringing Boots? Is he bringing the little Boots? And he's 6 foot, they say. He said he's 6 foot and he the bigger guy. I don't want to hear this shit. Y'all said Boots was beating up a lot of little guys down there at 47. Now he up here at 54. You get me? You complain about him fighting smaller guys. Then when he turned down fights with a small guy and Teofimo, you said he was ducking. Then he go up there with guys that are going to be more his size. And the first dude he fighting out the gate is like his 6th or 7th option. If we being 100, it's his 6th or 7th option, and he's still within the top 10. How is that his fault? You can't drag a man for let him get his foot in the door. He gonna smoke this dude. I think this dude too slow. I don't think he athletic or creative enough for Boots. I think Boots gonna paint a Picasso on him. I think he gonna be in there playing with him. He gonna have a field day. Castillo Clayton 2.0. Me and somebody else been saying that too. But that's what this reminds. Shay was. Shout out to the queen. Castillo Clayton 2.0. He gonna beat his ass, man. And I'm telling you, I already talked to some of his people. I don't think they lying when they say that this dude is gonna fight all of these guys, man. I think he's gonna fight them all when it's said and done. You get me? Think he's gonna fight them all, man. Tune up Boots. Boots gonna tune his ass up. Shout out to GQ, man. My guy Kyle Ashley's corner. What's good, cuz? Oh, how you feeling? You working? Don't work too hard over there. So I can see Boots versus the dude knocked out Tim Zhu. Being a hard ass fight. Background. Shout out to my boxing mom, Barbara D. How you feeling? Boots is entitled to a tune up at 54. Yeah, he is, man. Without the slander, without the slander. You can't hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can everybody hear me, man? Yeah, I hit the like button, man. Yeah, I hope I ain't lagging. Should be good. I hope so. But yeah, he is. He's entitled to a tune up. And then check this out. I don't even know, right? Like, I get it. Namesake, maybe the experience that he got or lack thereof. Maybe he's looking at him. Maybe he's looking at him as a tune-up. I get it, but he's still within the top 10, y'all. You get what I'm trying to say? He went right to 54, but he went after more dangerous names, but guys had other plans. You get what I'm saying? Do you notice how they're only framing Boots out to be some type of duck or a guy that don't want to fight? So what about Sergey Boychuk? He had an opportunity. You get what I'm saying? You get me? He had an opportunity to fight Boots. Is he a duck for opting to fight somebody else? You get me? Is Mendoza, Josh Kelly, and Ramos able? Is they all, you get what I'm saying, ducks for saying the money ain't good enough? Is Rashidi Ellis a duck for turning 250 down? Then they doubled it to 5. He said no and then said yeah the next day. Is he a duck for not taking the money? Man, yo, people really got to elevate their level of conversation when it comes to boxing, man. This shit is deeper than ducking. It's about business and guys making decisions that suit them best. Maybe it's in Boachuk's best interest to take a fight with a guy that he could avenge a loss over, right? And fight on the Canelo and Crawford undercard, who they said they sold over 50-some thousand tickets. Hell yeah, if you Sergey Boachuk, you like, hey, Boots, man, Boots is going to be there. Think about it from a business standpoint. Let's break this shit down and make it make sense. Why would Sergey Boachuk say no to him, but go fight Brandon Adams, who knocked him out when they fought on the Canelo and Crawford undercard? Could you see why he would say no to Boots? That's business. If you're thinking for the long haul, this is an opportunity that you shouldn't pass up. This ain't gonna come twice. Canelo and Crawford gonna be one of the bigger fights of the year. You get what I'm saying? Hell yeah, you go and you get to get it back in blood and get your lick back over somebody that got you out of there. If you know better, Boots is gonna be there. He gonna beat up whoever he about to get in the ring with, and he gonna still be there for you to challenge if so, you know, if that's what you want to do. But again, nobody's calling Boachuk a duck. So I don't want to hear that shit. Nobody's saying he don't want smoke because I don't want to hear that shit because you know it ain't true. It's about making the smart choices, making the right business moves. That's a smart business move. You don't get a chance to fight on the undercard. Like you get a chance to fight on Canelo and Crawford undercard. You make the sacrifice and you do it. If you Boachuk, man, I'm looking at Brandon Adams like, man, I'm about to smoke you. Man, Boots, you going to have to wait. Your Boots going to be there because he going to be winning. He's going to be at the top of the division. Make no mistake. That's where he going to be at. Watch this, y'all. And I do this shit for boxing. They doing all this trashing of this man just for him to be at the top of the division when all the dust settled. Watch what I tell you. I'm telling you, that's what I believe. If I'm wrong, then y'all can criticize me for being wrong. But I think he's gonna be right at the top of the division where he belongs. Just give him some time. Man, give him an opportunity to beat somebody's ass first. You know what I'm saying? It is a top 10 guy. You get me? It's a top 10 guy. Why are we tripping? Exactly, bro. And whole time, hey Kyle, whole time these dudes is following the you know, the plans of their teams and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? This shit is ridiculous, bro. It'll be hard. All the top guys all have a style to his weakness. That's the GQ. That's why we love it, bro. Because all you telling me, bro, is this a proven division. And you're right. You get me? But he got the talent to compete with anybody that's there. You get what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, it's sad, Barbara D. I hate it. I hate to see it at this level. Ace, what's good, family? How you feeling? Flawless mentality. Shout out to the OG Dr. Mark. Technique, what's good, homie? How you feeling? Virgil should be next. Yeah. But look, we just want to make sure we putting the right information out there, right? I don't like to. I try not to be too redundant. I know I'm going to repeat some of the same stuff, but it's not so much as Boots wanting the tune-up technique. Think about it. Would you consider Sergey Boachuk a tune-up? You get what I'm trying to say? That's a really good fight for your first fight at 54. Now, the Abel Ramos one, I'm not digging that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not digging Abel Ramos. But Brian Mendoza, I can rock with that. Josh Kelly, I can level with that. You get what I'm saying? Rashidi Ellis, I can rock with that. Virgil Ortiz is not the option because he's recovering from a hand injury. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's why it's always important to put things in its proper context, bro. And you can make it make sense. Nobody in none of these situations are ducking. It's just a bunch of irresponsible ass fans rushing to judgment. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you. Just keep watching. They irresponsible, bro. They're not telling you the full story. If you waking up and you want to criticize Jaron Ennis for fighting Lima, cool, no problem. I'm not here to argue, but just put it in its proper context. Won't you make it make sense for the people to at least get his man some type of fair shake that he didn't target? What is his name? Usma Lima. He didn't target him as the number one guy. You had all of these dudes saying no to the money. The money ain't good. The offers is laughable. X, Y, and Z. That's not Jaron Ennis' fault. He can only fight the guy that says yes. And guess what, y'all? Guess what? Guess who said yes for that 250? Lima did. If you Eddie Hearn, yeah, you looking to save money. If I sat here and went through the list and all y'all dudes is whining about offers and I'm paying you dudes more, some of y'all more than you ever made in your career, and I get to this guy and he ain't being picky and he within the top 10, and I can use him as a launch pad to get my guy name out there at 54. Y'all thinking too simple, man. Y'all thinking short-sighted. Y'all thinking about one fight like it's Virgil or bust. Like it's, you get what I'm saying, champion or bust. Who said that? I don't give a damn how many fights he got. I don't care. He's still moving into another division. With all them fights that he got, not one of them is at 154. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to hear it. He gonna beat this dude ass. The real supporters of Jaron Ennis gonna sit back and get their popcorn ready because they know what they in store for. 54 is about to, y'all got another player, and it's sad to see that a lot of y'all fake boxing fans is destroying this man's name just because he's not doing what you thought he was going to do. And I can't say this shit enough. If he went after Sergey Boychuk, who everybody respect at 54, don't tell me all he wanted was a tune-up. Brian Mendoza is a good fight. I don't give a damn what nobody talking about. Josh Kelly, you might got a little bit of, you could argue a little bit there. You can argue a little bit. Abel Ramos, no argument there. But Rashidi Ellis, come on, man. We got some other names that was solid that we all said we would have liked to see him in there with. And guess what? When the fight didn't come to fruition, it wasn't his fault. Check this out. No slight to Team Ortiz, Virgil Ortiz in his camp. But you heard Eddie Hearn say part of Jaron Ennis signing on was for him to get the Virgil Ortiz fight. What did Virgil Ortiz Sr. come out and say? He dismissed all that. He sounded like he ain't know what the hell he was talking about. So don't tell me that these dudes don't have plans to get boots in there with the best names. They just have a way that they're doing it. If you think boxers move according to how we think they should move, you're going to be sadly mistaken, bro. When it's time to do business, they're going to do what's best for them and their team, man, and they fighter. And it's best to get boots in there. And he probably saved a little nice penny on Lima. You got Lima in there. You could build you an undercard. You could get your guy his first fight at 54. It's a top 10 guy. Real ones know this ain't the time to complain, bro. I can see if he went down the bottom of the barrel, by all means, man, let's hold Boots accountable. But that's not what he did. And that's what everybody is trying to convince y'all that he did. He didn't do that. Nobody trying to fight Sergey Boychuk is just looking for easy fights, bro. Don't give me that. That dude is all smoke. Don't give me that. Brian Mendoza is a scrappy ass dude. A lot of people wanted to see Rashidi Ellis and they athleticism match up. Nobody told Rashidi Ellis to say 500K wasn't enough, and then the next day it was. Why we turning our back so fast on Boots? Look how fickle boxing fans are, y'all. You don't even have to lose in the sport of boxing for them to turn on you. We just look for reasons and opportunities to turn on these fighters, bro, and it's nasty work. I'm rocking with Boots, Team Ennis. I think Philly got them one. I think it's a lot of people that's missing it. I know we be in a rush to see these fights, but it ain't gonna change the fact that they gonna do things their way. And I truly believe once he get this fight out the way, it's up from there. I think he only gonna fight the better guys. I think he gonna keep moving up in competition. He gonna get towards those fights that we all want to see. And watch, people are gonna have to eat crow and walk back some of their words because they already labeled him something that he's not. Nobody can prove that he's ducking anybody. All with Boots is just doing it his way. Keep in mind, bro, if you was a boxer, right, would you do it your way or would you do it based on the way the fans that don't take punches is telling you to do it? Think about what we be expecting from these guys. We really expect guys from our seats to do what we say do online, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram. Yeah, man, go right after the smoke. Don't acclimate. Nah, you got 30 fights. Don't do that. Nah, you got to fight them like this. You can't sign over here. You can't fight it. You can't wear these color gloves. Next, we're going to be complaining about, trunks and mouthpieces and stupid shit. Like, let this man make a fight, get his win, and then move on. If he go and, say if it's Josh Kelly or Abel Ramos after this, then I'm going to level with y'all. But I think we just got to wait. We got to wait and see. We got to wait and see. We don't know what their plans are. But anybody that reached out to Boychuk, the Rashidi Ellises of the world, Mendoza's, was looking to put their fighter in with a really good fighter the first time out. That's what I'm able to see that because I got multiple examples of what they was looking to do. And it goes to show you how you can't control everything. All Eddie could do is make the offers. He can't make nobody accept them or sign them. And all Boots can do is prepare, be ready to go beat whoever signs on the dotted line. And it was Lima, man. We not tripping off that, man. Boots, October 11th, go beat this man's ass, man. And let's see what you gonna do at 54. I think he's gonna be special, bro. I do. If I'm wrong about Boots, so be it. Ace, my guy. What's good with it, man? You band up. Shout out to my homie, man. Duke was good with it, cuz. Virgil possesses a belt. Nope. Ramon, he don't got no belt. Shout out to the Queen Lease. How you feeling today? Connor Ben. And you know Eddie don't want to do that. He don't want to sacrifice him. Prize fighter TV, my homie. What's good? We had to look at myself as a boxing fan, being in these chats every day, can skew perspective. Yeah. Just want to see talent, right? You just want, like, what it is Cal, sometimes we get caught up in what we want so much because we know it's there, that when we don't get it, we tend not to appreciate all the shit that actually is happening. And I think we got the real potential of seeing a really special run at 154 pounds with Boots. But people we're so impatient as fans, and I get it to a degree because of, the past situations, but in boxing, I've learned to deal with things by case basis, and I've seen Boots not have the best situation at 47 based on the talent that was there with him, and I've seen how quickly people abandoned him or just kind of turned the corner on him when they felt like he wasn't getting in there with the fighters that they wanted to see the most. So I'm not tripping on that. He getting in there with a top 10 guy. You people are running around acting like they went to the bottom of the barrel at 54 and picked and say, yeah, give me that guy. I want a bump. It may appear that way with this guy being 14-1 with 10 KOs. Nah, if you do the homework, like I said, I just went through the names. Y'all already know the names. I think Boots is out to prove his worth. And I think after this first fight, it's going to be up from there. And I'm going to keep saying it because I'm rocking with him. I like the statement that he made. We need more. Boots, man. Somebody get the message out to Boots. We need more updates. We need more Boots speaking. I think everybody is rocking with that. When Boots is speaking up for himself, when he talking about pulling people cards and shit, I like it. Because they quick to try to make you look bad. He said Ramos, and Jesus Ramos jumped on that quick. You know what I'm saying they trying to make Boots look like something that he not. All y'all guys gonna get y'all turn, man. I'm rocking with Boots, man. I think he about to terrorize 154 if given the opportunity, when given the opportunity. That's what I believe, man. You know what I mean? You get me? You get me, bro? They just too hard on these fighters, bro. This shit is very hard. The boxing game is a tough game to navigate because you don't even have to lose a fight. You could have an off night and the fans turning their backs on you. You ain't even gotta lose no more. And they turning their backs on you, man. That's why I say it's a difference between y'all fans and them supporters. Them supporters trying to understand the business. And the business is looking like it was several opportunities for top tier guys to fight him, and they didn't do it. And it's that, and the fact remains is, if you think it from a business standpoint, because you have to consider that if you're Eddie Hearn and the first offer that you made, you found somebody within the top 10 and 9 in one of the sanctioning bodies, I think, to say yes, you're all over that. Because real ones know you can't really shit on him. That's his first fight in the division. He been there. He's saying he the bigger man. They said this dude is 6 foot tall. So I want to see what they say when Boots chop his Castillo Clayton 2.0 looking ass up. Because I can't wait till you do it. I'm 100% rocking with Boots. I think the criticism was too premature. I think they rushed the judgment like they do with every other fighter. Yo, I listened to somebody say, yo, I'm tired of supporting Boots. This is what they said. I'm tired of supporting Boots. Even knowing what you know, how are you tired of supporting a real fighter? I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. I've seen this story too many times, man. And like I said, man, all he got to do is continue to take care of his end of the bargain. That's training, sharpening, and getting better, bro. Staying focused. This is the prime example of him having to fight through it. Just he got to put his head down and fight. He got to fight through this. Fight through the criticism. Don't get caught up in shit that you can't control. The fans gonna be the fans. They gonna talk how they gonna talk. You just got to go out there and win them fights. Because at the end of the day, it's only so much you can say when you constantly out there winning and proving yourself. And when it's all said and done, I think he gonna be one of the last guys standing. Think he gonna be a top guy there. Shout out to my homie Big Dog Willie. Said breaking news report said Tank paid DA in his court case $84 quintillion and a pack of scales to get his case dismissed. Incredible facts. Big shout out to Tank, man. We glad that he got his case dropped because, again, we're going to get into all of it. We're going to talk about all that, too, because they rushed the judgment on him, too. Start throwing him under the bus. He do this and that to women. I told you. And I say just wait. Just let this shit happen. That's a Big Dog Willie. That's a prime example. And we're going to talk about that, too, how people are not really fans of the sport. They find shit that's wrong with fighters and then they attack them for their shortcomings or their mistakes. Like you ain't never made no mistake. And I ain't saying it got to be the one that he made, but you know, Pete, sometimes you get caught up. And at the end of the day, with the case being dismissed and him having such a big like rematch looming over, you know what I'm saying? That's good news for him. He can just put that situation to bed and resume his career, man. So I'm glad for him in that regard. As I've always been consistent with, you see how many people switched up. Shout out to Big Dog Willie, man. Yeah, man. The boost thing is crazy, bro. Because Big B-Lo was good with it. Because I get it. You want to see people fight the best, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's how you talk about the situations that are out there. And like I say, I think too many people are missing the mark when it comes to boots. They just saying shit. And it's sad. Like you're saying stuff without no context. Oh, he's fighting Lima. Why is he fighting him? He's not in the top 10. Then do your homework. Pump your brakes. Is he in the top 10? You do some research real quick. Boom. You find out that he in the top 10. Oh, and guess what? He tried to fight X, Y, Z, A, B, C. Dude said no. The money funny. The money funny. The money funny. Lima said, give me that shit. He from Portugal somewhere. Bro probably ain't never made no 250K. He took that shit. People got you snooze, you lose. You want to drag your feet. You get what I'm saying? You want to drag your feet, bro. Drag your feet, you snooze, you lose, man. Come on, man. They was about to tear boots down for this right here. For this shit right here. For Jesus Ramos came out and said this. They jumped all over it. Wrong Ramos. He sent my uncle Abel, who fights at 47, an offer. Now look how this look, right? Look how this look when you look at this. Wrong Ramos. He never specified which Ramos. So I ain't mad at Jesus for coming out and clearing the air because people started running with him. It was out there and being reported that it was Jesus. I knew the whole time. Shout out to LW the plug. I been knew it was Abel. But who fights at 47? Where did boots just come from, y'all? Where did boots just come from, y'all? Dante's Boxing Talk, my brother. What's good with it, Brody? Where did boots just come from? 147. So why would it matter if he was really trying to fight at Abel Ramos? I don't know. Now I don't like the fight because I think Boots is better than that for sure. But they're both coming from 147. You see how that could be very deceiving when you read that? Oh, my uncle Abel, who fights at 47 and offered to fight at 54. No shit. Boots fought at 47 his whole entire career. You get what I'm saying? Hey, and at the same token, y'all, is anybody complaining that Lima fought at 60 a couple times and been a career 54 pounder, and he's 6 foot and bigger than Boots? Is he bringing a little guy up from 47? You see how stupid that shit sound? You see how stupid that sound, y'all? It's part of boxing. Moving up is part of boxing. You got to offer to fight at a heavier weight class. Dude, you can accept it or don't. Ain't nothing crazy about him offering a 47 pounder a fight at 54. It would have been both of y'all first fight there. Both of y'all. It would have been the first time both of y'all fought at 54. What's the harm in that? But I'm glad he said the money was funny. Cool. Don't take it because we didn't need to see that shit anyway. We all know Boots would have cooked Abel Ramos, and I'm standing on that. This the Ramos we really want to see him fight, Jesus. But even with this, man, they jumped all over Boots. Man, he tried to fight Ramos. Put it in his proper context, a full story. It wasn't just Ramos he tried to fight. He tried to fight a few of these guys. Get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. They're not giving Boots his just due, but he gonna get it over here. He gonna get it over here. And when he beat up whoever your favorite fighter is at 54, don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't tell you. Because it's some of these guys that didn't want no smoke for obvious reasons too. I ain't even gonna let the cat out the bag. But I can't wait to see this run at 54 for Boots. Man, if I see there's no way I'm wrong about this. There's no way I'm wrong about this. Because if I'm wrong, shit, that means TBE, the great Floyd Mayweather, was wrong. That means the great Roy Jones Jr. was wrong, who he said showing flashes of him. That means so many people that look at Boots was wrong. Not just me. But I don't think we're going to be wrong. It's just a matter of time. For the people that's patient, that understand you can't control who these guys fight, you could just choose to support them. I'll say take that approach with Boots, yo. Just sit back, get your popcorn ready, and enjoy this run at 54. Because there's going to be a lot of people eating words and talking different when he start beating ass. I'm telling you, watch. Say him, nah, I always knew he was talented. I just wanted him to make the fights. I just wanted to see him under the bench. I wasn't hating. Nah, bro. Yes, you was. When you was calling him a duck, saying he ain't want to fight nobody, calling him what they calling him, Jaron, easy fights, Ennis, and tune up Boots and all. Yeah, okay. Puss in Boots. Somebody said Puss in Boots in the comments. Okay, cool. Puss in Boots. I can't wait till y'all eating every last one of them words, man. We really don't support the sport the way we supposed to. Don't give me that shit, bro. We don't. T Hill, what's good with it, bro? The mayor in the building, man. I got to, man. I have to, Barbara D, man. They deserve it, bro. This shit, the shit that these fighters do, think about the percentage of men and women that box in the entire world. And when we be talking about these fighters, we be talking about some of the best talents that this sports have to offer on a high level. You think you get to trash the man because he didn't do what you thought he should have did? You like, nah, well, Virgil's there. And then when I tell you Virgil hand messed up, then you don't know what else to say. Well, it could have fought somebody better than Lima. Lima's not in the top 10. Then you find out he is. Well, why is he fighting him? When you find out so many people saying no and turning down money, Boots can't control that. That's why I do like his silent approach to a degree. I do. I do. I like the fact that he just fights his way through it, man. Because he can't change. You can't make everybody happy and you can't change everybody's mind. But what you can do is be prepared for every single fight that you ever going to be in. And as long as Boots do that, I'm cool with it. You get me? I'm cool with it. I am cool with it, man. And it's simple. It's going to fall back on the fighter if they're 28 years old with 35 fights and no big fights. Yeah, but see, it all depends though, Big B-Lo. What kind of like, are you somebody that's watching the entire story unfold, and not you in particular, but are you the type of person that is looking to see what narrative you could push on the fighter? And the reason I say that is because if we all watch Boots, we all have, and I'm assuming you have, I know you have. You've seen this come up at 47. You've seen him fight them fights and fight all of those type of the run-of-the-mill, middle-of-the-pack kind of guys. He got everything but what at 47? Those champions. And then when it was time for him to get the fight that people thought would have been a great fight, they said they needed 48 months. And before them 48 months came to fruition, they already was out of the division. Now Boots sitting there by his lonesome, getting elevated to a champion. Do you see the raw deal playing out? You get what I'm trying to say? What fight did he lose, or what fight did he turn down with a champion to be in the situation that he was in? People can't say he did anything wrong. All he did was go out there, win the fights, position himself high in the rankings. When he felt like one dude wasn't going to fight him, he went and positioned himself in the other sanctioning body. But then that dude wasn't even able to fight him. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you look at it and you really looking at what happened, you're like, oh, damn, that's not on him. All right, you couldn't fight them champions. What about Virgil? Okay, Virgil got sick, out the division, plus they needed 48 months. Cool, that's not on him. So he get elevated to a champion. Now, Brian Norman, look how we do our fighters. Brian Norman is here because he kicked the fucking door down while people was hating on him. They was trashing him. Remember, he went out there with Santiago. They was like, man, he gonna lose. He stops this guy. Then in the next fight, he fighting Cuevas. They saying he could lose. You get what I'm saying? What if he go over to Japan and lose? This dude proving people wrong back to back to back to make himself a credible name to get in there with Boots. And guess what we did to Brian Norman as soon as they ain't take that money? Called him a duck and tore him down. We don't be here for boxing, bro. Every time we see a talent, we try to find what's wrong with it and why it ain't what people are saying it is. And I know more boxing than you. I've been watching it this long. Boots is, he only passed the eye test, but he really ain't that good. That shit don't even make sense. Boots do more than pass the eye test. And I'm telling you, as I think the fights get made, you're going to see that. You get what I'm saying? People have to listen. I say this all the time. Don't tell me half the story. Tell me the whole thing. You're not going to tell me the full story. Don't tell me shit. Because I don't want to hear all the stuff that's bad. I don't want to hear the talking points that just help you push a narrative and make it look like a guy don't want to fight. Tell me everything that happened. Tell me the options, the choices that he had. and how we got to this point. Don't just wake up and be like, yeah, Boots a duck. He ain't trying to fight nobody. He ducked this one and that. Nah, man. Virgil can't say he ducked him. None of these guys can. That's why I say, man, when it's all said and done and that smoke clear, Boots will be there. Boots will be there and probably beating up on your favorite fighter and doing and1 mixtape moves on them. Nobody that put themselves in the matrix in real time and in there doing and1 mixtape move. Like if and1 was boxing, it'd be Boots. Seriously, that shit ain't even fair. He get in the ring and start playing with people. You think that's the guy that's scared to fight? Nah, bro. They don't even take that shit serious. And I don't even mean that in a bad way. Like Boots don't even be taking the threats serious. We seen what kind of damage that Roman Villa did to Speedy Rashidi in the latter part of that fight when they fought. Boots was in there playing with that same guy that took Rashidi through hell and gave him his tough fight still to date. Toughest fight to date. Boots went in there and made that shit a massacre. And he played with him while he did it. Then he proceeded to beat the absolute fight out of Stan Jonas and people acting like he wasn't one fight removed from a unification, like he can't get a welcome to the division fight. I'm not trying to hear none of that shit. I'm rocking with this guy. Like I said, I'm rocking with this kid. Think he is who everybody say he is in terms of being a top tier talent. It's just a matter of time. You match him up with those names, and I think he's going to show everything that he's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? When Boots saying Abel Ramos, yeah, nah, we ain't lying. Nah, Forever G's, he did. They did that. Raphael was good with it. He like 50. He a little longer than 2. He the one that just had that draw with Barrios. But the only reason why I wouldn't trip on that because he wasn't the first option. You get what I'm trying to say? He wasn't the first option. And people treating it like the lesser. You get me? You'll hear a name like, oh shit, Abel Ramos. But what about Boachuk? It'd be like, you get what I'm saying? Boachuk, Rashidi, Mendoza, I think were great names. Kelly, I wouldn't have tripped out about that name. Lima's top 10, I'm not tripping. And Abel Mendoza, no. I mean, Abel Ramos, no. I wouldn't have wanted to see that. You know what I'm saying? But the other names was good. So I look at the totality of all of that, and I look at the ones that I wouldn't have had a problem with versus the ones I would have had issue with. And I think the math is okay for me. The math is okay. You know what I'm saying? The math is okay. See this right here, man? We need more of this, y'all. We need more of this from Boots. We need more of this from Boots. We need more of this from Boots. All these false story and fake narratives going to stop. Like I said the other day, the truth going to come to the light. From here on out, we pulling everybody card from the rip. I like this. Don't let nothing go no more, man. Hey, Boots, man, speak for yourself. You don't got to do 1,000 interviews because I know that ain't your style. That's clearly not who you are. But you can go live from your own platform or connect with one of your Philly brethren and YSM or Greg Hackett and get your message out there, bro. It's people that would rather hear from you than have anybody speak for you. You know what I mean? Little, posts like this, to me, matter. Like you speaking for yourself always gonna matter. And what he's saying is these false narratives that I don't want to fight nobody, that I'm not trying to fight none of the better guys. He's right on point with what he's saying. Yeah, it is a false narrative that Lima wasn't no first choice. Yeah. Y'all know L-Dub is the plug. Y'all know I call in the fax machine. Y'all know all of this. Y'all know this dude. I say this is the guy that don't miss. He been calling this shit all along. He told you straight up. 6, 7 guys was like, nah, for different reasons, right? That don't mean they ducking, but it's business. If guys say that's not enough money, how is that Boots? That's the problem is we always looking to blame somebody. Sometimes shit is just what it is. It's business. Oh, that's not enough money for you. Well, let me find somebody that this might be enough money for. Come on, man. I'm not in none of these dudes' pockets, but we all know we not counting Rashidi Ellis' pockets, but we all know that he ain't made $500,000 in no fight. But that's what he got offered. And people's like, well, Eddie is lowballing. And nah, you can't. It's hard to tell the person that's making the offer. If I'm offering you more money than you ever made in your career, it's tough to say I'm lowballing you with money that you've never made. It's tough to sell that. Shout out to Rab. What's good with it, Mike? Mike, what's good, my guy? Sonny Boy Boxing, what's good, fam? Haven't seen Boots on social media. You get me? He don't be beat, bro. He don't be caring. You know what I mean? Start speaking for yourself. Emmanuel, what to do, homie? Y'all hit the like button. We're going to keep rocking, man. But I'm just trying to make it make sense. I don't want to be too repetitive or redundant with the conversations, but this shit, I think people need to let this one go, man. I think a lot of people exposing the lack of love for the sport, man. And it seems to me that people, if you can't control or dictate from your computer chair what moves that these fighters make, you just don't support it. Like, no way in 2025 with this man trying to make his first fight at 54 should people be saying on their platforms that they tired of supporting him. That's a weird statement. That's not something a real supporter would say. Pay attention to this shit. None of these guys can say he had a contract with their name on it and he turned it away. None of them. But we're watching guys do 18, 20-minute videos saying how much is not enough money, and then turning around the next day doing longer videos saying, yeah, that money good now. But at the same token, trying to make it seem like Eddie Hearn and Boots are playing games because the offer's still not on the table. When they made two for you, 250, you said no, then they double it. You had a chance to think about it, said no, that ain't good. Then turn around and then it's good. Now all of a sudden that gets lost in translation. But the only thing we talking about is that Boots is fighting Lima. Like, you get what I'm saying? I'm all about context over here. I'm not here to just slander nobody. Yeah, we could all point out shit that we don't like about how these guys move or what moves they make, but I have no control over this shit. And I know Boots. I feel like the people that I talk to about this kid are being honest about him. And he wants to be great. And the only way he can be great, y'all, is if he fights these guys that we've been throwing out there, the Virgils, the Boachucks, the Mortazalias, the Fonduras of the world, Jesus Ramoses. He can't get, you get me? He can't get nowhere. He can't get out of he can't grow his profile if he fights none of those guys. Imagine if he 3 fights in and it's like, ain't fought none of them. We got a totally different conversation, bro. But we got all this smoke over one fight, and we all know if you looking to put a guy at home, you definitely saving some money will be a good thing. And you done found somebody to take that 250. Now you about to fill your undercard out. You get what I'm saying? You about to fill your undercard out. You about to get your fighter paid, and you about to use Lima as a springboard and a launch pad to get everybody buzzing about your guy at 54. It's going to be a smart move in the long run. So yeah, I am rocking with the fact that they had the chessboard. They had them on the chessboard, and I like that. I just think Eddie Hearn got to see it through. You know what I'm saying? Keep pushing your guy, keep putting them in position. The real ones that's following boxing and not the narratives are going to understand that this situation is nothing more than Boots not having full control over things outside of his control, like guys accepting are determining what's good money and what's not good money. That has shit to do with Boots. He has nothing to do with your money and what you getting off. That's on you, and he shouldn't even worry yourself with that. And I like the fact that he is kind of staying quiet, and he's saying, you know what? I'm going to just fight my way through this. I'm going to post that this is the fight. This is who I'm fighting next. This is the best move for my career right now. We thinking about this is chess, not checkers. I'm high up in the rankings. I'm fighting somebody that's highly ranked within the top 10. I'm going to beat his ass, and the rest of y'all going to have to see me. I can't wait till he put the pressure on the rest of the division, man. These little quotes like this, Boots coming out and speaking on his own behalf is always great for me. I love to see it because I don't think this is a guy that's scared of shit in none of these dudes, man. I'm seriously. And imagine me fooling myself into believing the guy that he's scared of at 154 is the same guy that had a team that said they need 4 years to be ready for him. You can't make this shit up. Nah, bro. And to Virgil's credit, that was his team speaking. You ain't never heard Virgil say that. Get what I'm saying? I don't think Virgil's scared to fight nobody either, man, because these is grown men. They looking for that bag. If you're going to pay them, they going to make the fight. That's what I believe. I don't see Virgil ducking Boots when it's time, and vice versa. We got to stop giving these dudes, labeling these dudes and giving them these jackets without no proof. If Boots was so scary, we should have so many examples of how he had an opportunity to fight this guy and chose lesser guys. That's not what he doing. That's not what's happening here. That's all I'm saying, man. Just put it in its proper context. Get a man the support he deserved, and let's keep rocking. Shout out to Behind the Hands TV, my dog, man. He says clear that Rashidi is content with where he at. And you like the 5th person that said that, but you was the first person that said it to me behind the hands. And somebody said that. And you know what I was thinking though? Just watching the video and having his man in there, and you know, the member of his team speaking for him. He had his arms folded in the video. He was quiet, but I could be wrong. It seemed like while dude was saying it's not enough, he was pondering like, damn, he was second guessing it in his mind, like, damn, is that enough? Because what would make them then double back and say, you know what, I'll take it. You get me? It just was crazy because I'm like, bro, you don't, your last fight we seen, like, you know, for real, like the one that's in people's minds is Via, and we all seen what Boots did to him and how he looks since. So you don't really have the leverage, I think, to try to demand even twice more than what they was offering to pay you and saying you wanted that mill. I don't think he had the leverage to do that. That's just me. I don't think so. So who you been beating? Where you been at? You been in the TCL. That's what everybody gonna say. So now you get a chance to fight Boots at the Wells Fargo, where he been establishing himself, and you get to get a nice little penny. And that's the opportunity to take everything he got. You were supposed to take it, in my opinion, if you thinking that way. But if it really was about some money stuff, then I don't think, if the money was that bad, I don't think they would have ever came back and said it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hater. Yeah, it'd be hater talk, bro. Big Tax, what it do? Bruce Gas, shout out to you. My God, Banks, I think Keith can beat Virgil. Yeah, with the right game plan, for sure. His arms was folded. I'm telling you, he was thinking, I'm telling you, look like he was contemplating that shit, like, hold on, man. Now, and I think that's just a human, like, reaction or response. He was like, hold on. 500K. What the TC? You gave me, you just start weighing your options, hand on your chin, like, hold on, man. Hold on. We're gonna have to talk about this off camera. Come willing to bet, they probably had a conversation on camera. Willing to bet they asses had a conversation on camera, bro. They had a conversation on camera. They had to, because it ain't no way y'all went from nah, it ain't good on camera to it being good again on camera. Nah, y'all had a conversation. Rashidi was like, man, hey, coach. Rashidi was like, hey, coach, I don't know, coach. I don't know. Rashidi said, I don't know, coach. What the hell is that? Hold on. Rashidi was like, man, I don't know, coach. I don't know about that one, man. We might have to go get that. You know what I mean? Best available, I no shame in that. That's what I'm saying. And people had their reasons not to fight. Bull Chuck made a business decision. If you get an opportunity to fight on a big ass card like Canelo and Crawford, hell yeah, you do it. Hell yeah, you do it. And it's like a 2-for-1 if you bow a Chuck, which could lead to even more down the road, right? You get your lick back, you can get it back in blood, right? And then you get the chance to fight on one of the biggest cards of the year. And the third, you know, is Boots essentially being there for, if you really want that fight. I think that'll be a fight to be made in the future, in the near future too, not like some distant shit. So I think Boychuk played his cards right. I don't have on hand what Brian Mendoza made in his last fights, and him and Josh Kelly and those other guys, but I know Speedy, you know, a little different situation. So I would have thought one of those guys was going to take that fight, but they didn't do it. Howard was good, fan. Speedy 32. Yeah, that was a shot to get back. That's what I'm saying. The clock ticking. Like these opportunities, sometimes they come and they come and they go and they never come back again, bro. You know what I'm saying? They never come back again. So you got to be mindful and striking while the iron is hot. When people are interested in opportunity, you really gotta, like, basically what I'm saying is, I don't know how long they contemplated on that situation before coming to the conclusion that it wasn't enough. And I'm not here to tell them what to take. I'm just here to try to understand them. They said that, but then it was like a quick change of heart. Like that next day, we was hearing a different energy. I'm wondering, like, just like, how was they able to make sense out of it after the fact and not initially? Like, why was they so quick to be on camera and say nah, just to have to go back? You get what I'm saying? How long did it take them to come to the conclusion that that wasn't good money? Right? That's what I'm saying. Because sometimes it ain't just the money alone, it's the opportunity. Case in point, Lamont Roach had a slightly bigger offer on the table. Verbatim, his own words, a bigger offer on the table, but he knew the Tank fight, the money was good there, but the opportunity was bigger. You get what I'm saying? The upside. What if you win? What if you beat this guy? The shit that could come from that. And that's why he made the business decision. So it's not always about just the immediate paycheck, that one check. It's to make good money, get paid accordingly, but the opportunities that come after it could be priceless. And that's what Lamont was looking to cash in on. So if you somebody like Rashidi, maybe you didn't think that way initially, but maybe after thinking about it, you had a chance to change your mind a little bit. So I don't know, man. I mean, that's the only thing I could think. You know what I mean? He had to change your heart because of that. You know what I mean? Shout out to Big Dog. Where he said Exodus Files doing a documentary on Boots next. Are they? You serious? Or you see them talking about it? Because I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm gonna be right here reacting to it. Respect to them and they work, but I'm just due. I'm gonna always give these dudes they credit, and these content creators be making hit pieces, going above and beyond to try to explain that these guys.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Shout out to Big Dog Willie, Canelo Crawford undercard. It's decent. It's decent. However, I didn't expect it to overshadow the main event. I don't think it's too bad. It's not too bad, man. I'm not gonna complain about it too bad. Sending out offer to Abel Brown was a crazy move, though. Roja to a degree, because I wasn't excited about that, but I wouldn't have tripped simply because I wouldn't have liked the fight. Let me be clear, but I wouldn't have tripped simply because they both was at 47. It would have been both of them taking a fight at 54. It's kind of like even playing field. But when you see what Jesus Ramos said, it make it seem like a 54-pounder is pulling up a 47-pounder, because that's how he put it in his little message, right? But you just to be consistent, you don't see nobody saying that Lima is pulling Boots up from 47, knowing that he fought at 60 before. He's a career 50. You get what I'm trying to say? Nobody's gonna say, and he legit the bigger man. He legit the bigger man on paper. See what I'm saying? So ain't nobody gonna get Boots the same grace, right? But if it's Boots with Ramos, it's he trying to pull up a 47-pounder. Like he ain't just come from there himself. Do not let people trick you with these words, man. I'm telling you, yo, common sense do not be common. People see a statement, they be like, oh, man, look at Boots trying to pull up little guys again. So is Lima pulling up a little guy? He pulling up a career welterweight, and he fought at 60 a couple of times. Should we be on his ass? Should we be mad at Lima for pulling Boots up? Get what I'm saying? Nobody in the world is going to say that because it sound wild. That's why I say, man, all this fake outrage, people be mad at boxing for being boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is part of boxing. Moving up, making offers to guys that's in the same weight class where you was just at. You got to think. To start at Boachuk, that tells me all I need to know. And then they almost pretty much ended up with Rashidi. He was one of the last guys, and he publicly said no. And they still blame Boots. You get me? Shit ain't adding up, man. I can't blame Boots. Know what I'm saying? The Butcher was good, homie. He said, Bandits, I love that meme. I'm telling you, man, they getting Boots smoke in the street. Boots gonna smoke their favorite fighter, the Butcher at 54. Watch what I tell you. Boots gonna beat one of their favorite fighters up. And one mixtape moves, painting Picassos on these dudes. They gonna be sick as hell. I'm telling you, Ant McQueen, what it do, homie? The Professor, my God. Unfortunately, the bigger name will bear the brunt of the criticism every time. That's a fact. All things, my homie. What's good, bro? Hit that like button, man. Support the bill. We're going to keep getting to it, man. We got some other stuff to talk about, but just wanted to make sure I touched on this with Boots. This is what Jesus Ramos said. It was an offer made to Abel, but we been knew that because we already talked to the plug, man. So we knew what Ramos it was. And I just don't think it's that big a deal. At the end of the day, we know who he fighting now, and he just got work to do. He just got to go out there and not get caught up in the sideshow, right? Not get caught up in the sideshow. Keep making these little statements like this. Keep pressure on him, man. And anytime you hear a false narrative, address it. Shoot that shit down and just keep it pushing. Keep training. And I think people going to rock with Boots. But let me get to this small little short interview. Shout out to the homie YSM, man. Let's hear what Boots had to say.
Here with former unified welterweight champion. Oh, my bad, lineal welterweight champion. Around Ennis. My bad, I disrespected you.
Three of them things,
I apologize. What's good with you?
What's going on?
Man, I'm chilling, man. All right, so recently announced, I think you announced it yesterday.
Yeah.
October 11th, Wells Fargo, hometown.
Yeah.
You, Uisma, Lima.
Yeah.
How you feeling about that?
Feeling great about it. You know, excited to be at a new weight class. You know,
I'm ready. I'm ready to put on a show. Make a big statement. Let everybody know that I'm here at 154. And like I said, you coming for everybody.
Charlo got to get back
I'm ready to
first.
make this big statement and handle this business, and then get these other guys out of the way.
All right. Lima,
Reef was good, homie.
top 10 rated fighter in the junior middleweight rankings, IBO champion. What does he bring to the table that could make this a difficult fight?
I actually just watched him a little bit yesterday, and
was good,
I mean, he just like throw a lot of punches, like volume punches, and try to break you. That's about it. But that's not gonna happen.
What I'm intrigued about is
that Bruce Charlo
the narrative at 147 is that you were the bigger man and that you were just bigger than everybody and stronger than everybody. But this is going to be for the first time that you are in there with a guy that's bigger than you. He's 6 feet tall. I think he's fought a couple fights at 60, but it's been at 154 his whole career. What do you think that looks like?
It's gonna look good. I feel like me fighting a bigger guy, and we're gonna shut everybody up. Everybody always say that I'm the bigger guy. They always see this, they see that. But now I ain't the bigger guy now. So now what? So after I do what I do to him, what they gonna say then?
Were you surprised of all the backlash that you got with picking Lima, or when that list came out of opponents that supposedly Eddie Hearn is offered to face you on October 11th?
I mean, surprised, yeah, because that's not like who we wanted. I asked for Ramos and Chuck and all those other guys. And Lima was the only one that was available that took it. Everybody else either injured or got a fight coming up or mandatory. And like I said before, I'm glad somebody I'm glad Lima took it. And he a top 10 guy and he a IBO champion. So we gonna handle him, get him out the way, and then on to the next. We gonna get busy.
Did you see what he posted on Instagram when the fight was announced?
No.
Yeah, it's coming.
He said the number one guy at 47 is that you're moving up to his division. And does that excite you?
Yeah, that get me excited, and with guys like this, even though he's not known, with guys like this, you can't take lightly. You gotta treat them like they a name fighter, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna treat him like he a top pound for pound king, and I'm gonna go in there and just handle business and be me.
He said he's comfortable with, or he's used to going into people's hometowns and beating them.
Yeah.
And that this will be no different.
He tripping. It's a whole different vibe. He gonna have so many. He gonna have what 15, 16, 17,000 plus going against him. It's a whole different vibe. I feel like he never been on this type of stage. So when he actually get here, you gonna be kind of like starstruck. I feel like damn, I'm finally in here. And then when he get in here with me, I feel like he gonna be like he a lot faster, a lot stronger than what I thought.
That was when you were coming up, when you were a prospect. Everything was, he's slick, he's flashy, but
there's always a but. No?
Yeah. Do you think people are surprised with how strong you are when you get in the ring?
I think so. At every fight that I had, when I was coming up, in the rankings and things like that, everybody was at every fight. It was like, yo, you a lot stronger than I thought. You a lot faster than I thought. It's actually different when you're in there, and when niggas get in there with me, it's a whole different story.
So what you're saying is different. It's a difference between watching the Discovery Channel and the Swimming with Jaws.
Facts. It's different from watching me on TV. When you get in there with me, you be like, dang, he's a lot faster than I thought. You can't really touch him.
I like that.
He in there playing with me, it's just I'm just too much.
I feel like the question on the world's mind is, what is Jaron Ennis going to look like at 154?
Yep. Yeah, that's what everybody wants to see. And like I said, we going put on an explosive, beautiful performance. We're gonna have some fun, man. We here now. We at 154, so we here. Ready to put on some dominant performances, some beautiful shows, some beautiful highlight knockouts.
Said why some gave him nice questions. Because think about it. And shout out to the homie YSM, man. You gonna go where you're respected at, and obviously it could be a level of comfortability with your own people, your hometown people, but I think it's a bit deeper than that too. I don't think YSM is just some hometown Philly guy that just being biased for boots. but people be looking for him to ask the shit that people should already know, because there's nothing that really need to ask for the most part. It's not a whole lot. Like, how did you get to Lima? Like, we know that stuff. Like, we know it. It's just, but even saying it, people don't care, because that the reality is he's fighting them, right? So they don't care about nothing that they was planning on doing or trying to do. They only care about what's actually happening. And I understand that. But like I said, it's just, I think time reveals all. You know, time will dictate and determine if this guy ever wanted to fight anybody. It's not safe up there. We in boxing, y'all. Where you gonna hide at? Where could you hide at 54? You get what I'm trying to say? You can't hide nowhere at 54, G. You gotta fight. Flatboy Plays, my dog was good with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? It ain't safe up there. Hey, room for you want big fights. Shit, think about it. He won and won now. That's the crazy part. He won and won now. He wouldn't mind taking a big fight out the gate. Like, people don't ever ask themselves what would have happened if Chuck would have chose him instead of Brandon Adams on the Canelo undercard, right? Canelo Crawford undercard. People ever wonder that? What would have happened if Rashidi ever said the 500 was cool? Ever think of that? You know what I'm saying? And why some asked what people was curious of. Yeah, they weren't tough questions, but we don't hear enough from Boots to trip on. Yeah, you get me? Just you want to get the voice out there, let him speak, man. Let the people hear from him. Look, I think that there's no way that man is scared to get in there. You know what I mean? I refuse to believe that. You know what I'm saying? I refuse. Like, it's just not a lot that needs to truly be asked. It's just people need to hear from him, know what he on, where his head at, and look, he let it be known. Look, we wasn't shooting for Lima. He asked him, "Are you surprised with other backlash?" He said, "Yeah, bro. We was trying to fight other people." So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you only highlighted that this is the guy he fighting, like this was the only choice, you being disingenuous to the people you talking to, and you slighting Boots for real. So that's why I say, man, a lot of these fights that happen, and we'll see, man. Yeah, but I don't know, man, because I don't know. Think about it. It flew with Lima. That low ball offer, that shit that people saying ain't good. It flew with Lima. Lima said, "Man, I'm from Portugal, man. I need that." You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Rashidi went from saying no to yay. You know what I'm saying? Nay to yay. You know what I'm saying? And then he missed the opportunity right there. That was just a missed opportunity for Rashidi, man. But it is what it is, man. Lima is on deck. I think his head gonna be on a platter, Castillo Clayton style, and the legend of Boots start, man. He gonna start his career at 54. On to the next. Sammy, what it do, homie? Truly disgusting. Narrative pushing against Boots. Yeah, Omar. That's why I be coming here trying to get that man his credit, man, because he deserve it. I don't think he deserved the criticism because I think it's premature. Just like most criticism with fighters is premature. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's good criticism or bad, it'd be premature. Sometimes it'd be premature praise or crowning these guys already before they able to really prove it. But nah, I think with him, he is who he is. And shout out to Behind the Hands, man. He made a great point when we was talking, man. He's a victim of being in a division that was top heavy and just he wasn't left with a lot of talent when certain guys moved out of there. He was stuck with what he was stuck with. And then Brian Norman proved himself to be like an unsung hero to end up being a really great fight for him. Because other than that, you remove Norman out of what fight were you truly excited to see him in? Get what I'm saying? So is that his fault that he had lack of big names there once he got in position? That's what I'm telling people to at least consider that. You ain't got to change your mind. But if you mad at his resume and who he fought, just pay attention to how this shit all played out and how he got here. Is it his fault that the division was only top heavy with those champions? And when they left, that shit just got a little light, didn't it? Got light in the ass. And then Brian Norman came storming through, made himself to be a champion. Good wins, title defenses, a road warrior. Now he looking like the best fight for Boots at 47, but it didn't come to fruition. You know what I'm saying? You could blame Boots, you could blame Norman, but at the end of the day, fights ain't gonna happen if guys ain't got their money together. Hope Boots on scam fires. Hope he nah, it ain't. It's not him. And the offers that people are saying are low ball. It's tough to sell that, right? because I don't think that makes sense. Low ball should be like you made way more money, or you made more money than that, or you know, no matter what, you know, you always gonna make more than what that offer is. That would consider the low ball. But these guys, because the same way you could say maybe as a low ball, Eddie Hearn can make the case that they overpricing themselves, right? The fight boots, because everybody was asking for a million plus paydays to fight him. Is that Boots and Eddie Hearn fault? That and then when you look at a guy and you see that they ain't made not even half of what they asking for, you telling me it's a low ball because they can't get exactly what they asking for? I am for the fighter, but it's tough. I just call it business, and you get what you negotiate, right? I'm not into telling people what they worth. I respect all fighters for standing on business, but you get what you negotiate. That's what I do know about this boxing game. So, you know, I would love to see all these dudes get the money they want and fights get, you know, over the hump and we get to just see them. But, you know, it'd be a lot. Who's one hazard pay? Yeah, me too. Me too. They know they respect Boots as a dangerous challenge, a dangerous threat. And that shit could go bad. So I do feel like people be wanting they pockets lined the right way to fight them. I do. Top fighters they would never tell us but Norman Jr. Nah, man. What other top fighters? What was the top fighters, Omar? What's the what's the Butcher? What's the top fighters, bro? What was the top fighters? Because it wasn't Barrios. Who else was it? You know what I'm saying? You got Barrios, you had Brian Norman, and you had Boots. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't. That's the problem. Wasn't a lot of top fighters. Brian Norman fought himself into a top fighter. You got Gearsov out there. And that shit wouldn't have did nothing for Boots' career because people don't respect him. Said it was Gearsov. You know what I mean? Still talk about Boots. It's disgusting. I think the reasoning for that, Omar, after having opportunities to talk to Norman Sr., I just think he has an opinion on the way he feels about the situation because they were negotiating back and forth. They were doing some business. And it's like, you know, think he don't like how it turned out. You know what I'm saying? He do think it was probably games being played and guys probably not really wanting fights. But I just hope at 54 that fight could get made because I don't think neither guy is scared. Boachuk, nah, they already told. Boachuk said no because he's fighting Brandon Adams on Canelo's undercard. Bakram should be fighting Lubin. Josh Kelly said the money was laughable. He said the money was terrible. Josh Kelly said the money was terrible. Brian Mendoza said the money was terrible. Rashidi Ellis said $500K wasn't enough after they initially offered him $250. Jesus Ramos spoke for his uncle Abel right here, and he said the money wasn't good either. You get what I'm saying? So you see a common theme. Everybody saying the money not good. That's you know it's tough to keep blaming the fighter for that when people are getting offered more than they've ever made in their career. So it's called the Boots tax. I love just showing love. Shout out to Hilltop. Yeah, they did. That's a fact. Hilltop. They want that Boots tax. They want that Boots tax. They like, man, Eddie told us that's the best fighter in the world, man. We seen what he did to Roman. Everybody seen. They like everybody seen what he did to Roman Villa. Yeah, we seen it. We seen what he did to Roman. They're like, we need that extra little oomph on the top. They like, we seen what he did to Roman Villa. Telling you, Boots, this what Boots gonna do to you. Y'all not gonna be happy till y'all see Boots do this to your favorite fighter.
Some of y'all might disagree, but this isn't a sneak. This is deceptive. He finessed him, walked him into this punch. That's a good right hook. Could have had a little more knees bent, a little more rotation, but it got him out. Then to pick him back up and hit him with that's wild. That's beef forever.
Yeah, y'all not gonna be happy till Boots do that to your favorite fighter at 54. Sleeping, pick him up and sleep him again, bro. And y'all gonna learn to put some respect on younger name, man. You did? You feel me? That part just the people getting offered more than they ever been. Yeah, it's hard to make a case, T Hill, that everybody like lowball would mean let me say what my ideal. I can't. Yeah, facts behind the hands. Who the hell sent Boots an offer? That's a fact. That's what I'm saying. That's why we knocking Eddie, and Eddie really doing his job. He doing his job. It's not his job to overpay. I will say that. I'm a fan of guys getting their money. But it's not Eddie's job to just like give everybody what they asking for. And these guys don't even be having no leverage. It ain't like guys got belts and none of that. They sitting around, dude, like no slight to nobody, but you can't be fighting. You can't just have recently participated in an active sparring event and then you out here trying to demand how much money you gonna get. That shit don't line up, man. Eddie, like, bro, what? Hey, Lima, bro, we got this $250,000, man. What's good? Lima, like, bro, let me get that. You get me? He like, let me get it. That's what I'm saying, man. I don't know. Low ball to me is me getting paid less than I'm worth, or you know what I'm saying? Like just laughable money. But if you paying me more than I've ever got, I don't know if I could say low ball. You could be holding out still, but I don't know if I'm being low ball per se. Crush, what's good, bro? How you feeling? They say the offer's okay. We don't know the numbers. Listen, I'm gonna say this again. Do you know the numbers in Rashidi Ellis' case, bro? So you know the numbers because you pretty much know what he was offering. He's not offering nobody nothing more. It was between 250 and 500. He made two of them to Rashidi, said no, and then turned around and said, yeah, Lima took the 250. So we already know what he offering these guys. You gotta think they're non-champions, bro. What you think? Yo, hold on. Let's make this shit make sense. Let me take this tweet down. What do y'all think this is, bro? Like they was talking about this. I forget what somebody was just having this conversation. How often do you think people get six-figure paydays in boxing? How often? And you talk about non-champions that ain't on no crazy win streaks, that ain't got no notable names on the resume, none of that. You got a guy that just was in the TCL. He just sparred Jalil Hackett. Them dudes look like they was 160 plus. Now he giving you a chance to fight at 54. When y'all just fought a common opponent, you got dragged through the gulag. You get what I'm saying? And then when Boots got in there, he completely styled on him. And you telling me you deserve what to fight him? Y'all not even thinking, man. And I don't even want to sound like I'm not for the fighter getting their bread, because I am. But who are you? What case? What track? What's your resume to say you deserve this money? Right? I can't tell you what you don't deserve, but I can tell you what. They're going to have a harder time convincing the powers that be to pay them way more than they ever been paid in their career without having no notable wins and notable names on their career. You get what I'm saying? On their resume, you ain't done nothing in recent memory. You just asking for money. You just asking for a meal. That shit ain't regular occurrence. You get what I'm saying? Stan Jonas was a champion, bro. Stan Jonas was a champion. A Butcher, totally different situation. Boots sacrificed for that belt in a unification. Rashidi Ellis fighting in the TCL. I'm not knocking at him, just telling you what he been doing. Eddie Hearn is probably looking at that and like, bro, $500K is a lot. What are you talking about? Because I know they're not paying him that. Said Rashidi been making $3K per round with 12 rounds. That's only $36K. He being stupid behind the hands, bro. Trying to tell you, bro. Which is why they came back and said it was cool. This is why they came back and said it was cool, because after some careful consideration, they probably like, hey, man, we might be overplaying our hand right here. We don't have a title. They offering you a six-figure payday. Everybody don't get them shits in boxing. Do y'all please look it up. Do the homework. I'm not just talking from a place of ignorance. Please look it up. I'm not saying nobody gets paid, but that's just not something. They're not throwing six-figure paydays at any and everybody. And you telling me they went from giving you something and they doubled it on you. And they like, look, this got to be enough. He like, nope, still ain't enough. Get me? It's tough, man. It's tough. It's a tough game, man. It's a tough business, because at the end of the day, it's a big part of me that feel like it's no amount of money worth your health. So it's hard to tell a person what they're not worth. But in terms of, if you're looking at it from a business perspective and what they going to go off when they determine what to offer you or pay you, they're going to look at what have you done, especially what have you done lately. Fighting in the TCL and sparring Jalil Hackett in the Dog City event is not exactly going to warrant you no $1 million payday. Do you know how, like seriously, bro? Now we know how rare six-figure paydays for those that know. Now think about a seven-figure payday. So you telling me you could come off the TCL fights and sparring Hackett and demand $1 million? Good luck with that shit. Bro, what? And then the last time we seen you, you fought a guy that my guy beat the hell out of. The absolute hell out of. He didn't lose a round against Roman Villa. Boots didn't. Think about that shit was night and day, them fights. You like, bro, what performance should I look at, or who did you beat that I should look at and say, yeah, you know what, he deserved a meal? Hell no. Eddie Hearn like, bro, what next? Hey man, Lima, what's good, bro? What's good? Hey man, it's 250 good. Lima said 250 is very good. It's 250 is very good. Burberry J, what it do, homie? You get me? That's all. I'm just trying to make it make sense. That's all. Bull truck background, Kama Ramos, Lubu not taking 250. Lubin wasn't in the mix. Lubin and Bakram is fighting. You got to take them out, bro. You got to follow me. Boa Chuck said no because he went to fight a guy that stopped him, and Brandon Adams on the Canelo undercard. So look out for that. You will understand why he said no. He didn't say the money. He said no. He had a reason for it. Conwell. Oh, man, I don't be wanting to say everything. Conwell, man, it's some sparring sessions that let you know that wasn't happening. Ramos and Lubin not taking to it. Yeah, Abel Ramos. I mean, shit. We ain't want to see that fight no way, so I don't care that he ain't take it. And yeah, Lubin wasn't an option. You know what I'm saying? B. Norman Sr. and Jr. did the same thing as the other opponents. What, asked for money? But see, the thing is, bro, the only part, 3 heads, where that kind of get a little sketchy. Did Stan Jonas do the same thing Brian Norman Sr. and Jr. did by asking for more? Because Boots had to take money out his purse, his physical purse. See what I'm saying? So that's the only reason where that make it a little different, because Stan Jonas got what he asked for at the end of the day. No matter what people say, Stan Jonas got what he asked for, and on top of that, Boots made a sacrifice and took less money out. It's nothing different than what Brian Norman is saying. It's the team Norman was asking for. You get what I'm saying? Same difference. Sometimes you're willing to make certain sacrifices for some and maybe not for others. You know, I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm not in them rooms, so I don't have all the, details, but I could say that, Stan Jonas did the very same shit. But his difference is he just got what he asked for. Fly frequency, what it do, homie? 75K for an entire TCL season. Wake up. He avoided Boots. That's not smart. Or he made a bad decision. And I think that, hey, you know what, behind the hands? I think this is exactly why fighters need to speak for themselves. Because look, you know what we starting to see, bro? De Los Santos just had that situation where he killed himself to make weight. Keyshawn was overweight. He said, still give me that smoke. He still wanted to fight. His team said, nah, we ain't taking it. You get what I'm saying? And then he got rid of him. We seeing that if guys are in charge of the decisions, they'll choose to make it, because then Rashidi and company came back like, nah, we'll take that 500. Why y'all playing? Where it's at now? You get me? It was crazy. It's crazy. Crazy. Court say lock back in. You already know, Puda K. Shout out to my homie. Court lock back in. They running what is they talking crazy now, but we just seeing him put belt to ass. And if you ain't beating ass like that, man, if you ain't operating at an elite level, you ain't beating Corey Stevenson, man. You can pack a lunch.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Back at launch. And shout out to my homie Jaron, man. Appreciate you. Stay on his turn. Hearns first offer down. Yeah, he got what he wanted. That's my point, though. And that's what my point has always been when it comes to boxing. When guys get what they want, they fight. Stan Jonas got what he wanted, so he fought. Brian Norman, Team Norman didn't get what they want, and they ran out of time negotiating, so that the fight didn't happen. And look, I got a little bit of beef. I got a little bit of a bone to pick with Eddie Hearn. Not Team Ennis, but Eddie Hearn. So none of y'all feel crazy that they tried to make them negotiate a fight before their big fight? In Japan, you're traveling in enemy soil, enemy territory, where they all rooting against you. It would probably be in your best interest to fully focus 100% on the fight in front of you before you negotiate any other fight. The fact that they were told, yo, you negotiate this fight now before your fight, or we out of here. And I just didn't like that. And I don't think that's something that Boots did. I think that's something that Eddie Hearn did. I feel like Boots going to 54 is a win-win for him, because it opens up room for Conor Benn if he ever comes back down to 47, if that ever happens. But I don't know, man. I just don't know. You never know with these guys. You know what I'm saying? It was on in my eyes yesterday because I want to say something bad on Boots. Shout out to Don. Shakur is currently a Colorado supporting Bud. That's what's up, man. Shout out to the champs, man. The champs are paying certain fighters to make top fight happen. Not paying certain fighters then to make that's the butcher. That's what be happening, bro. Certain people get the sacrifices made, man. You get me? You get me? I just don't think they was willing to get those guys what they wanted. I don't think they was willing to get those guys what they wanted. And as we can see, that's really what happened. They wasn't willing to get those dudes what they wanted, and they kept it pushing. He kept it pushing. But that was a red flag for me. Don't force me to negotiate a fight right before my fight. That's a little weird, especially if I'm telling you that I'll be willing to negotiate the next day. I think he should have took heed to that. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it just seemed like it was a lack of interest in making it in that particular instance when you put up a ultimatum like that, right? Because you essentially trying to force me to make a move before I'm ready to make it, right? And credit to them for doing things their way. Like, nah, it's bad juju. Let us get this fight out first, and then we'll negotiate with you. And the fact that they didn't do it, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Boots and having a fight with Devin. It's the difference between him talking about Boots and having a fight with Devin. I'm not sure what you asking there. Maybe I'm a little slow. Help me out, man. If you could clarify that a little bit better. Shout out to L Dub, the plug. What's good with it, bro? How you feeling, my guy? But let's keep rolling, man. Like I said, Boots at the end of the day, he got a raw deal, man. He getting a bit of a raw deal because people just assuming he don't want fights. But that's speculation and assumption, man. Sometimes all you got to do is follow the money, follow the paperwork, and listen to what these guys say. A lot of times dudes just like one common theme when it came to Boots, everybody I think pretty much is asking for career high paydays. I think you could say that. I can't say whether or not they deserved it or not, right? But we do know people was asking for career high paydays, but you can't blame them getting in there with Boots. You know what I'm saying? Jody said Josh Kelly accepted the offer after Boots and Eddie moved on. Just saw him say it on the interview. See, but they did the shout out to Jody. Yeah, they did the exactly. Shout out to Jody. Exactly. That's how I feel, bro. Think of that. Imagine saying yeah, and then it get yanked off the table. You like, well, it's enough. But these people are going public saying how it's not good money and he trying to play them just to turn around and say, yeah, that to me is a little. I don't rock with that. You can't make a 20-minute video telling the people how this money is not good just to turn around and say it is good. Nah, if I was low, what happened? So now you just willing to get screwed over is what you're saying. That's just say you was trying to get more. Just say you was trying to negotiate and get your guy as much money as possible for that fight. Say that, but to try to get the fans to get behind you and pushing the fact that it's Eddie Hearn lowballing y'all just to come back and be cool with those offers. Just think about how that sounds. Nah, bro, they wanted us to be in the uproar. They wanted us to be echoing them same sentiments. Yo, y'all being lowballed, yo. They ain't trying to offer y'all the right money. Nah, Lima was like, give me that AD, give me that 250. G. Facts, though. The overplaying their hands for sure, bro. Yeah, they want that service pay, T Hill. Get me? You get me? It's just that simple. Duh. Why people can't get that? They don't understand it. They don't understand. These are facts. It's not nothing we making up. It's nothing we making up. We telling y'all this is what it is. You get what I'm saying? Bro was on that. He wasn't overplaying his hand. He was like, bro, I need that. $250,000, Boots in Philly. I'm with it. You hear me? He said $250,000, Boots in Philly. I'm with it. Know what I mean? Lima said, I'm with it, G. Hey, man. Hey, them nobodies, just like Boots said, the butcher, them nobodies be the guys that you got to treat like somebody, man. Because them the ones that's going to be prepared to win. He ain't got shit to lose, bro. You know what I'm saying? So he probably fighting for his people to send money back to his folks. He definitely hungry. But he going to get chopped up, though. You know what I mean? Send me no offer. Duck at old school. Shout out to Will, man. Yeah, man. Boots, you duck the can't duck the OG, man. We want to see that OG get the 500. You know what I'm saying? OG get that 500. We up, Will. Boy, what it do? What's good with it? But yeah, man. Like I said, bro, it's just that simple, man. Y'all know I was shouting my guy out before he popped in the building, so he came through. with the clarification. And it's just that simple. Lima was like, yes, while people was dragging their feet. And it's nothing wrong with trying to negotiate or see if you playing hardball, seeing if you could get more. But the Boots and Eddie Hearn shouldn't be at fault if they was able to find somebody to accept the offer at the price point they was looking for. You can't, it's business at the end of the day. I'm saying if I can get my guy within a top 10 opponent for $250,000 as opposed to $500,000, and this dude been in the TCL and got beat up by Villa, the guy that my fighter just destroyed, I'm gonna save that money, bro. That's the way I would see it. Shit. Oh yeah, you that 250 good for you? Okay, I ain't even got to double it. Think about it. He took it right away. He ain't even had to say, yo, are we doubling the offer, yo? You know what I mean? He was like, nah, we gonna go ahead and take that. We ain't even about to play. Nah, man. This is what people not gonna say. This is what people not gonna say, but I'm gonna say it. Is it a chance that Lima wanted to fight more than the rest of these dudes that got the offers? Because that's what I think. His team ain't getting away. They didn't overplay their hand. They didn't say, oh, we being lowballed. They didn't go do a 20-minute video talking about how the money ain't good just to come back and say it's all good. They didn't do none of that. They said, yes, sir, we want that. And that's that simple. And now you got to fight. October 11th, Boots and Lima. Lima, your head on the platter. Castillo Clayton 2.0, your ass is cooked. I think he too slow. He's not athletic enough, creative enough, experienced enough. I don't really see the danger. He could punch a little bit, but so, you know what I mean? I think Boots going to paint a Picasso, get 54 started, and I think the rest of those guys going to be on notice. Let's see how it all plays out. You know, the ranking system by now is title eliminator. Now they got, you got, what's the name of top 10 fighter? That's why. That's part of the reason. And they got Boots high up in the ringers too. So you know how that go. That's why they saying this is checkers, not chess, man. They thinking about the long haul. Y'all thinking about one fight. They thinking about putting themselves in position too. That's what I think they doing. Boots and Edward Hearn. You get me? Said it was an attachment to a bigger name to build their buzz. Yeah, man, doctor. There's a doctor in the house. My God, Dr. Boxing Talks. That's a good point. Can't be mad at Lima for accepting the offer. I'm looking forward to the fight. Decent for a debut at a new division. IBO champ. For what it's worth, another little trinket for him, you know? You know what I mean? All them dudes that turn Boots down. Their next fight will fight for weight. Bro, can we point this out? Thank you. Behind the hands, bro. You get me, bro. Yes, bro. Yes, man. They're going to. Y'all keep that shit in mind. That the biggest offer we heard out there was $500K. So we're gonna stop there, right? Probably none of them are gonna make that in their very next fight. Not one of them, but we're gonna keep saying Eddie Hearn lowballing people, but I can't, it's hard for me to look at a lowball as paying you way more than you've been paid, or considerably more than you've been paid before in your career with no title. Y'all just, that's what I'm saying. Dudes don't got no resume to speak of, no marquee wins, no notable names on the resume, nothing that they did recently, no belts, but they just got their mans in their hand out. And I ain't knocking it, negotiate and try to get what you can get, but all y'all missed the ball, man. And Lima got that bag, bro. Know what I'm saying? Who know? You never know. You never know. I mean, look, Karen showed out to be pretty solid, right? He made some interesting fights for Boots. Not saying this is going to be that, but you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro. Jody, you get me? They ain't paying attention, bro. That's all. You can't call a guy the duck that's making the offers. You could maybe there's a bit of a conversation to try to argue or claim lowball, but that's a slippery slope because you got to know what people getting paid, bro. You get what I'm saying? You got to know better, man. Some of these guys just asking for more than I think they know they was going to get to. That's a possibility as well. Could it be that Lima wanted to fight him more than the rest of these guys? That's what it looked like. That's what I'm going to say. Lima had more heart than everybody else because he took the first offer made to him. That's taking advantage of your opportunities, bro. You snooze, you lose, bro. Snooze, you lose. So now the fans them fighters got to sit back on the sideline because it could have been y'all getting knocked out on October 11th. It could have been y'all getting and1 mixtape moves done all over y'all. It could have been y'all dudes, but y'all was like, nah, the money ain't good. So they slid. You know what I mean? They out the way. But let's keep rolling, man. So look, man, Boo's gonna do what he do. I'm just here to let you know from Jersey to Philly, we rocking with y'all the whole way. Bozy, the dungeon. We see the play. We think y'all setting yourselves up for something bigger and better. And 54 is a dangerous division where you gotta want the smoke if you there. You know what I'm saying? You can't be there if you don't want smoke. And I think Boots picked the right decision to go. He picked the right division to go there. You know what I'm saying? Picked the right division. Remember, fake that's 25% people want to believe Boots really sending out real offers. Right. My wife would curse me out if I turn down 500K to make it 20. Hey, I'm telling you, the black eye on the couch and everything. She might put the chain on the door, bro. He might not even let you in the crib, man. You know what I'm saying? He might not even get back in the crib playing like that. I mean, 500K, what? Talking about it wasn't enough. Low ball, boy, you ain't never been 20, man. You don't get in there and get that fight. Telling you, that's why Rashidi thought about it again. He said, hold on, coach. He said, nah, fam, that joint was right. Said joint was right. Boots don't want no smoke. Or Eddie falling on the budget. I say Eddie got a budget. I think so too. I think that's part of it. Definitely. I could go with that, Byron Hands, 100%. It's a budget. And you kind of see it. Any opportunity to possibly save some money, you're gonna do it. And could you blame him? If you're a guy that was known to have lost some money, it wouldn't hurt to be able to recoup or save, right? So, and then you got him fighting at home, and you get to get this guy cheap. Now you get to, like L Dub was suggesting, you fill out that undercard. Now you cooking. You got you another hometown sellout event. You got to you use Lima as a launch pad and a springboard to get Boots to that next level in his career. Get everybody buzzing about his performances at 54, and then you go get one of them sharks. And you go in them shark-infested waters, you take your fighter in there, and you get that smoke. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All facts, Pooh. All facts. I think Lima's the same risk as some other guys are. Yeah. I'm with you, Dub. I'm with you. Lima's 50-50. Or he beat some of them names. Conwell and Casaragas 50-50. Lima beats Abel Ramos and Josh Kelly. I could go with that, too. That Speedy brother was like, 500K, bro, what you doing? Hey, Dante. He probably like, hey, man, little broski, you better go get that bag of me. How my bro, how the big homie Jay say, you better go get that bag of me. All right, go get that bag, bro. Hey, go get that money. Better get the money while you can, man. Get the money on while you can. Don't be too good for the money. But yeah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. That's what we got, man. And I'm tuning in. No, not the top 54 fighters. You ain't read what he said. You just added your own thing right there. He clearly made sense what he said. 50-50 fights with the guys that he named. He ain't say with the top guys. You tripping. You're tripping, man. Don't do that to my guy. He ain't said that. But let's keep rolling, man. Let's talk about this, man. Because let's talk about this. Let's talk about it. Look. Situations like this, you don't even like to talk about because it oftentimes leads you outside the lines of boxing. And I don't really like coloring outside the lines of boxing. So you try to let people personal situations be their situations. You speak briefly on things when it's public knowledge is out there. You speak on these things responsibly and you move on. When this initial report came out, just like anything else, fans always rush to immediate judgment. They didn't give them no benefit of the doubt. They just went in right into calling them all types of names. Y'all already seen the same shit I seen. We ain't got to rehash it. But I always say when in situations like this, time will clear these things up. A lot of times in boxing, just allow time to do the heavy lifting, bro. And things will make sense. Things will sort themselves out and different things like that. And in this situation, that's what you're seeing. Now, they decided not to, file charges, which is great for him and his career and his people and in the party involved. Nobody need their business out on Front Street, dragged through no type of legal situations. That shit is messy, man. It's a life hard enough as it is, right? So this is good for him because he had a really big rematch looming. Now this gives people the opportunity to kind of focus back on boxing, right? The boxing and see if, this what's going to come out of all of this, right? Is he going to be able to resume his career? Is he gonna make that? Is he gonna take the rematch? That I'm glad that this is the case because now the conversation can go back to boxing and not slander and not the little name calling, little petty stuff, the trolling. You know what I'm saying? You like to see people win. You don't want to see nobody in no, disadvantaged situation, should I say, or you don't want to see nobody jammed up, bro. Especially where you don't have your freedom and you're not able to live and do you know what I mean? He got some fights left in him, I would like to think, before he walk away from the sport. Whether or not the focus is yet on boxing, who knows? But at least he can kind of get back to that, with this being one less thing that he has to worry about. You get what I'm saying? So I'm happy to see that for him. He been real quiet. People been over speculating. They've been had a long time a chance to really diss Lamont Roach. People been dissing Lamont Roach for speaking his piece as if he wasn't half of what that great fight was. I don't understand the disdain people have for Lamont speaking on his behalf, because I said this before. If the road was on the other, if the shoe was on the other foot, and it was Lamont Roach that would have had taken a knee, turned his back, went to the corner, people would be in an uproar saying Tank got cheated. But because that didn't happen in that manner, and it happened with people, in the favor of people's favorite fighter, they won't call it out. So I'm a real one. I'm gonna call it out. If the shoe was on the other foot and Tank fans seen him fighting a guy that ended up taking a knee, turning his back, running to the corner, they would understand where Tank is coming from if he felt like he won. That's all I'm saying. I'm not knocking Tank for nothing. That fight was a great one, and great fights deserve rematches. So that's what I'm really here for. You could go back and forth all you want about the first fight. It's not going to change the result. It's a draw. Great fight, great 12 rounds, a fun fight for both guys. Lamont Roach proved me wrong and so many other people. You know what I'm saying? He stood up to the bad man in Tank, and he gave the people they show. He gave them their money's worth. Now, I hate the fact that they wasn't able to just get right to the rematch, because it allowed the narratives to start spinning out of control. Oh, Tank ducking the rematch. Oh, he's scared. Oh, he got locked up to get out of the rematch. Oh man, dang, he did all of this. He's hitting women, and that's the only people he get his lick back from is women. Hey, you name it, you seen it, right? People said the man was willing to get locked up on purpose to avoid a rematch, a guy that he went 12 rounds with. That's ridiculous. Even for the worst biggest Tank hater, that's just ridiculous, bro. Nobody's playing with their freedom to get out of a damn fight that's gonna pay them. He get paid every time he step in there, win, lose, or draw. He's gonna get paid handsomely. Nobody is putting themselves in jail that's gonna cost you money, legal battles, court fees, lawyers, shit like that, to not fight. So that always was ignorant. I think that was people, looking for a reason to try to slight this man. I don't know where his head is at. I could say that. I know the team Roach felt like the fight wasn't going to happen. They didn't get no confirmation on the date. It was supposed to be August. That got scrapped for obvious reasons. I told people that shit wasn't going to happen in August without them promoting the fight. But people kept saying, crack sell itself, and, real dope sell itself, all this stupid street term stuff. Nah, bro, they're not going to make a pay-per-view Tank Davis fight without promoting it. That just would be silly. That would be a fumble, an epic fumble. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know if the focus for him is the rematch necessarily or per se, but I think we'll find out in the coming weeks or months or whatever the case. But good to see that it ain't no jail time that got to be served, no charges being filed. Case get dropped, he get to breathe, move forward, and continue being great. Shout out to my queen, my baby girl, Miss Jusdueboxing in the building, man. She said, I'm in the meeting. Peace and love to my king. Peace to the chat. Thanks for coming to support. We appreciate you. Don't work too hard over there. It's boosting. It's a soft touch. Like how he said, let's see. Nah. Bro said 50-50 with the others on the list, not top guys. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm like, yo, we got to do that, because Dub ain't say that. He definitely made it clear what he said, man. If you're new in the building, hit that like button and sub to the channel. We're going to keep building. Yeah, because he definitely ain't say that. But yeah, these Tank, shout out to y'all Tank Davis haters that was wishing this man to get locked up, because I seen some nasty comments. I ain't going to lie. And everybody gets their just due over here. Tank Davis and everybody else. But y'all some Trey Styles today. Y'all, for y'all people, that seen this when y'all was like when they seen it in big red letters, like the cases dropped. These dudes pissed off, man. Like y'all start scrambling and shit, man. They got to get mad and shit. You know what I'm saying? And dudes turned into a couple Trace Styles, you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of this shit. They thought he was going away. They start celebrating it. Yeah, that's what he get him out of boxing. He need to retire anyway. He don't want to fight nobody. Get him out of here and get him out of here anyway. He was ducking the rematch. I got tired of hearing that ducking the rematch shit. I did. I got tired of hearing the ducking the rematch shit. Y'all pissed off. They like, man, I'm sick and tired every time I think he going down, he don't. Now y'all done got drunk. Now y'all in the car looking like Trey. They be mad as hell that he doing that. They thought they thought they was about to throw the book at him. They like, yeah, man, this could be real bad for his career. His career could be over. All this and that. Nah, had that same energy when it don't go that bad for him. That's all. Stop rushing to judgment. Stop over exaggerating. We never knew what all of the details was. We just knew what the statement was that they put out there. If you know about these kind of situations, you always want to be patient and let the details come out or let things work themselves out, because it don't be our business to begin with. So I'm not going to overanalyze it. All we know is what we need to know. Dropped. He gets to move forward. Nobody's filing no charges on him. I rock with that. You get what I'm saying? I rock with that. 1,000,000% visitors from another planet. What's good with me? So that's what I wanted to see. A guy just be able to resume his career. It seemed like he already had things on his plate before this situation. So again, it's always good when you can get back to boxing and you can, direct the conversation back to boxing and not personal attacks and people personal business, because that's not why we're here. We're here to see who he gonna punch in the face next. You hear me? Who he gonna punch in the face? Who Tank punching in the face next? Who getting punched in that face? So charges drop. I know some people celebrating. They like, that means that the rematch is gonna happen. But we don't know. We just gonna sit back and wait. But I gotta stop with the Lamont Roach and the high trunks thing, man. I seen this shit on Twitter earlier.
Y'all have a new excuse for Tank every 2 business days. Oh my goodness. Lamont's trunks are right above his belly button. Your belly button is just below your second row. Even Tank's trunks are also right above his belly button, as you can see here. Cover Lamont's belly button and you'll see that's exactly where his trunks were. Tank does the same thing. Cover his belly button and you'll see where his trunks were. Roach wears them the same way in any other fight, but no one complains except Tank's baby boys. Soon y'all are gonna say Roach signed a deal with the devil before the fight. You make this many excuses over a draw. If he actually loses, some of you might go into depression.
The internet is crazy. I seen Lamont Rose put that up. That was in response to the video that the suspicious opponents dude be making. Pardon me, I'll be forgetting his name. But dude is cool dude. But he be making those videos, and he made one talking about Lamont Roach trunks and how they was too high. He had them up to his chest like Urkel and all that. And, they've been going back and forth. But the reality of it is I don't think Tank had a problem with Lamont trunks. I don't think the ref or nobody else within the fight that mattered had a problem with it. I know people do shit for content. They be having fun. I get it. I understand it. But ain't no sense to over-exaggerate, bro. It wasn't that kind of situation, man. Shout out to Troy Nash, too, man. Shout out to Troy Nash, man. I don't give a damn what they say. You won that fight. Dude, you better offense, more versatility. You was showing levels. He was getting out the way, showing good defense. This dude was coming straight forward, getting caught. And when that fight got a little rough for him, he started to get a little, he started to try to be physical, but I think it got a little sloppy because of how Buddy was fighting, leading with his head because you was tattooing his ass. I think you edged him out. And I think Troy Nash should have got the dub today. Shout out to Troy Nash, man. And I think he just followed me back on Twitter. Shout out to Troy. I hear that. Fury wears trunks to his chest. Now, that's a fact. He do. Run joints to his chest though. So it was a good fight, man. Good fight, close fight. Shout out to his opponent. What's his name? He had a interesting name, Quamili, or I forget his name. He's probably I wanted to see. Yeah, man. People wanted to they wanted to write him off, man. They wanted that shit to go bad for him, man. I seen people writing him off and talking crazy about him and shit like that. But y'all know we real ones over here. We don't do that kind of corny ass shit. You know what I mean? We just be rooting for boxing at the end of the day and to see these dudes winning and at a high level. So that's all I wanted to see. You don't save money. Who don't save money? Well, I don't know what you mean, Anthony. Who don't save money? Who's talking about saving money? I was hearing people calling for Tank to be stripped out the. Oh, what are you talking about? You don't save money. Are you talking about the conversation I was having a minute ago? You might be a little bit behind. I was hearing people calling for Tank to be stripped. Yeah, they were saying be stripped. He holding up the division. He holding up boxing. That's why I don't call that stuff, because you got to be very consistent always around the board. You can't just say it a couple times to suit a narrative. Start saying the guy deserved to be stripped and shit like that. You know what I mean? I don't know if he deserved to be stripped, but not just for that. You know what I'm saying? Not for that. They had some business to work out. What I want to know now is once he get, it's time to get itself settled. I want to know if the rematch is still happening, because Lamont Roach dad feels like he didn't date. They didn't get an update. Nobody notified them of nothing else that as far as a date. So they kind of in the wind about it. You know what I mean? So guess they playing it by ear. Soft touch to 54. Yeah, I ain't going through that again, man. Y'all just don't want to understand boxing. Y'all want to have opinions, and that's cool. But I like to be informed. I like to understand how and why he got to Lima. I think I got a pretty grasp and grip on why it is what it is, and I'm cool with it. Yeah, to keep arguing it is pretty silly. Boots is gonna beat Lima ass October 11th. Y'all gonna cry. Y'all gonna watch it, but y'all gonna cry. Y'all gonna know everything that happened. Every punch that landed, especially if anything happened in Lima's favor. But he's gonna beat his ass. This is my opinion, of course. This is my opinion. Gonna kick his ass October 11th. Y'all gonna watch it. You're gonna know everything that happened. He's gonna win. Y'all gonna complain, right? Time gonna go by. He's gonna get in there with one of those guys, one of them top guys that y'all said he was scared of and not trying to fight. Then he gonna go beat them up. And y'all gonna move the goalpost somewhere else. Now y'all gonna probably start talking. Nah, I knew Boots was good. I always rock with Boots, but I just wanted him to fight somebody. That's trust and believe. You're gonna see somebody say that. I don't give a damn if it's one or two people. You're gonna see somebody say that. Nah, I was never hating on Boots. I always rock with Boots. I just wanted to see him fight. Get in there with somebody that could fight. Watch what I tell you. Nah, he didn't lose. How did he lose? How did he lose when people saying no to him? So let's talk about it, because y'all ain't gonna let this go. So we here, we building, we gonna do our thing. Hit the like button, man. Support the build. Let's keep building, y'all. Y'all want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. So did Boots lose out in this situation? Let's see, Anthony, because Jaron Ennis got a date October 11th. His check gonna be whatever it is. He getting paid. He fighting at the Wells Fargo in front of his people again. He get an opportunity to be in front of tens of thousands, right? You gonna thousands of people there cheering him on. You get to stay busy. Welcome to the division. It's a guy with inside the top 10. It's a guy that said yes when all these other guys said no. So if you Rashidi Ellis and you make, what is it, a total, what bro say for the TCL, a total of 70-something K, 75, 76K, something to that effect, and you got offered $500K for 36 minutes of work, and you said no, but the other guy got the fight. Who really missed out? Who lost in the situation? See, this is the thing with boxing fans. Only in this sport, though, I think. I don't think it's in no other sport. Only in boxing, y'all think your opinion of a fighter matters more than what he think, more than what him and his team think. There's no way Boots lost. The only way Boots would have lost if he would have ended up on the sideline because all of these guys were saying no. He still got a date. He's still fighting at home in front of his people. They're going to show up and show out for him. I was there at the first one. That shit was a zoo. His walkouts is crazy. You get what I'm saying? He's getting paid. He get to use this dude as a springboard to get himself in a division and look good doing it. Nah, Boots is winning in this situation. The only ones that think he losing are fans because they think they know what he should have did. They feel like they know what move he should have did. You get what I'm saying? He didn't lose. Rashidi Ellis not making that 500K lost out because he went from saying it wasn't enough to it was enough. You get what I'm saying? And the rest of those guys that said, nah, those guys miss out. You know what I'm saying? That's what's really happening. You know what I'm saying? Boots ain't missing out. Nah, he right where you need to be, bro. Trust me. Right there, man. It's just fans are impatient. You know what I'm saying? 70K a year. And that's before. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? I'm telling you, bro. Shit get spooky. Shit get a little spooky. Do the math. 3K per round, 1 or 2 rounds for 12 weeks. It's not 500K. So who really losing out behind the hands? And we not in nobody pockets in that way trying to say, oh, you broke or you don't have money. But we just saying from a business standpoint that you probably didn't think that all the way through. You know what I'm saying? You probably didn't think it all the way through. To me, hearing his team speak for him, it sounded like he felt like he doubled the offer so fast that it had to be more there. And I think that's what it was. But he could have overplayed his hand because he didn't look at the landscape. You don't really have nothing to really offer him besides a good fight and being a recognizable name with the people. But guys asking for the galaxy to fight Boots, the sun, the moon, the stars, the galaxy, bro. They're asking for everything in the Milky Way, man, to fight this dude. So them fights are not going to happen. I don't think Boots is the one that misses out. I think the guys that don't get an opportunity to fight him, that are fighting in the TCL and fighting lesser guys and getting paid less, I think those guys miss out. Because think about the upside. If you go out there and you make that $500,000, if you never made that much, and you beat a guy like Boots Ennis at home, you get what I'm saying? Now it's up for you. You probably change your life if you beat Boots. And that's why I respect Lima. We look at things only one way a lot of times, man. Nah, I respect the hell out of Lima because he could have been like the rest of them dudes. He could have been asking for the sun, the moon, the stars, and everything else, and the planets and all of that. But bro said, what? 250 is good. 250 is very good. Took that and he on his way. Now he got to fight. Now y'all sitting around talking about how Boots missing out. But Boots is active. Boots got a top 10 guy. Ain't no real boxing fans complaining. The only ones complaining are the superficial boxing fans are fans are, right? Not supporters, man. Supporters see it for what it is. Y'all understand that, yeah, it was some options out there that was better, but none of that shit was under his control. He couldn't control what guys said yes to the money. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, I like the fact that Boots not getting caught up in fighting the unnecessary fights that he don't have to, with arguing with the media and trying to prove to every single fan that he want to fight. I think him getting in the ring over time is going to prove exactly that. That's what I believe. You know what I'm saying? So all of that, Boots missing this, Boots ain't missed. Boots about to get another payday, man. Sound like a money grab for Eddie. I don't think they was disappointed in Philly. I think people want you to believe that on social media. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they was disappointed in Philly. It's like, that's why I say, man, people don't be real fans if all it take is a guy to get tested, maybe lose some rounds for you to not be happy or satisfied with him. Like, we expecting these guys to be perfect every single time they're in the ring. That's not even realistic. That's not a reality. And nobody should expect that much from anybody. Like, who goes through life and every day in your real life, you have the best day ever, or every day you go to work, you have the best day ever. It's an A++ day. That shit is not real. So it's not real in boxing either, especially when these dudes out here fighting for their lives. And we thinking that, yeah, you just can't have an off night or something can't be off about. Man, hell no. These dudes ain't superhuman, even though y'all would like to think they are. Season is over. Y'all, they don't fight again until April. Who missing out? Not Boots. Eddie is keeping him active while getting him in there with a top 10 guy. The real ones know it's only so much disrespect you can dish out to a guy that, you know what I'm saying? Facts. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my dog, man. Boxing saying to keep it a stack, that 15K will be in the Wells Fargo. There will be no difference in terms of notoriety between Lima and Ellis. They there to see Boots. Talk to him at McQueen. Talk to him, bro. So who really missing out? You get me? Who really missing out? Nah, he don't. Why do we need why would Boots need UK promotion and he from Philly, bro? Why would he look to establish Boots in the UK before he established him in Philly? That don't even make sense. That's backwards, bro. That's backwards. I'm not saying having a fan base in the UK is not a good thing, but if you're Eddie's doing it the right way, putting his fights in the Wells Fargo, Maybe if you was there at the one I was at, you will understand why he doing what he doing. Because they clearly come to see him. His walkouts is a movie. I'm telling you. Just pay attention October 11th. That shit gonna be wild. It's gonna be a zoo for Boots. They're gonna be They're gonna go crazy for him. Tony, what's good with it, homie? Shout out to my guy Tony, man. What it do, man? But yeah, man. Again, big salute to Troy Nash, bro. Salute to Troy Nash, bro. I had you winning. I don't give a damn what they talking about. I seen that clean. That work was clean. Dude was coming straight, walking right into shots. He did really good body work. Think he should have got the win. I do. He said people are based off what Eddie did with Bam Rodriguez instead of doing his first main event title fight in San Antonio. He doesn't. In Philadelphia, that makes no sense. I don't. To be honest with you, I don't know what people complaining about. It's like the more they complain about him putting Boots in Philly is silly. It's like that's ridiculous. And that's why I say I keep pointing to the first show. If you've seen the first show, you will know exactly why he putting Boots in Philly. Besides the fact he's from Philly, like it's obvious to put it there. Now I mean, Bam is good. Bam straight. I'm telling you. Shut up, Cal. I dropped my phone the other day and cracked my screen all crazy some more, bro. I got one right now. Anthony said, let's do it again. Let's do what again? Look at Buddy China. I tell him just saying, he said, Tank is back. No cherry picks. Okay. No people complain about that with Bam Rodriguez, Jesse, and Philly. Because he wasn't the main event, bro. He wasn't the main event. That's what you're saying. He ain't the main event. I think that's what you're referring to. Nah, but the people be, that's the problem, yo. Fans be complaining about shit that they don't understand. That's why I be so much complaining in boxing, because it's so many aspects of the game that people don't understand and they're not honest with themselves. Like this one of the few sports that people act like they know it all and they don't. And the more they talk, the less you know they know. You get what I'm saying? The less you understand they know, for real. I'm telling you. It's crazy. Crazy. He said, of course, he's going to sell. He home, the mecca of boxing. See Boots sell out somewhere else. Says the guy that's not putting on fights. Shout out to you, Mon George. Says the guy. It's easy to say that when you're not putting on fights. So tell me something, bro. What's the rush of trying to make him sell out somewhere else? You think everybody that fights at home sells out at home? Because that's not the case. That's not the case. But if you strike gold there and you seeing consistent success there and you're looking to build a current champion, you moving them into another weight class, why rock the boat unnecessarily? You're going to establish him why wouldn't you do that? You calling it the Mecca. You making more of a reason to put it there and not chance it being somewhere else. Why? You get me? I'm not saying don't eventually put him somewhere else, but could you see why these fights are being here? Particularly, he's building. How do you build a guy? You go to the well and you see you continue to you build on that success. You don't move away from it. See, y'all, we got all the answers. I want to see him sell somewhere else. Why? What's wrong with him selling in Philly? Everybody don't sell out nowhere they at, even at home. You get what I'm saying? That's a blessing. Because on another end, they'll tell you that he can't sell. They'll be quick to tell you, oh, he just popular. Everybody didn't know Boots was going to be able to do that shit at home. That shit's special, man. Being able to draw that kind of crowd, it's not regular, bro. I'm telling you, that's really good. What Eddie Hearn is doing by making sure he showcased that man's talent in Philly, where they clearly took a liking to him and they fully behind their guy. Nah, you nurture that shit. You feed the people. Hey, man, y'all getting behind him. This is where he can get the most money for his fighter. You get what I'm saying? You got to consider all of that. Don't just think about the next demographic that he's trying to, promote him to, but you got to look at him. He going to feed his people every time he has an opportunity to. And think about it, bro. This ain't the biggest of names either. So yes, you'll maximize it. You got him for a budget compared to what everybody else was asking for. And you get to put him in Philly, get your man paid, keep him active, have a breakout performance, and then a bigger name. Maybe you look to put it somewhere else where they could afford for it not to be in Philly, right? Where it ain't just them having to come to see Boots, where people are going to come to see both fighters, and then it'll do well, right? Think about it, putting him somewhere else against a bigger name after he done did well again at home, another breakout performance. I think we be just looking at it short-sighted. You got to just look a little bit deeper. You know what I'm saying? It makes perfect sense for him to be fighting in Philly. Perfect sense. It's cool to be in Philly, but after this fight, is he fighting Virgil for a belt? It needs to be someplace else to make boots international. Need to fight other places. I mean, I think that's the job for Eddie. I ain't about to, you know, shout out to my homie P Hunter. I think that's Eddie's job, man. But I think we kind of rushing and skipping steps. You get me? I don't know if Virgil gonna be next, but the way his father was sounding, it sounded like he wasn't in the know about anything. So I would like to see him fight Virgil or any of these guys, any of the top guys next, personally. But we're gonna see. I think time will reveal. Putting boots in Philly guarantees Eddie makes his money back and solidifies a base of income. I'm telling you, feeds his people, keep his man active, and it keeps the ball rolling, bro. It just keeps everything rolling. It makes perfect sense right now to me. Yeah, man, I done dropped my joint. Cal, man, it's the first time I've ever done my phone this way, bro. Boom, 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 boom. Drop it. Every time I stand up, I drop my phone. It's crazy, bro. Chill can sell out the small. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. Not everybody's a sellout. So like we got to make sure we're putting that. We're giving that the I guess the recognition it deserves, right? Everybody don't sell out. Boots doing that is special, man. That just shows that he has drawing power. And just because you from Philly don't mean you gonna do well in Philly or sell out from somewhere, you know? But hell yeah, you got to maximize your return. You got to think to put these cards together, they cost money. So you need to put them in places where you know you can get a return on your investment as opposed to gambling and hoping that you make the money back. He doesn't have to worry about that if you're Eddie with it being in Philly because they know they show up for his guy. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, you want a return on that investment for sure. And that's one way to for sure that you're going to get it. You know what I'm saying? Boost opponents want more money, so make it make sense to maximize the door to balance it out. People don't think about anything except to fight. Yo, Remo, my guy, talk to him, bro. It's a fact. And it's just an honest conversation. We just chopping it up, bro. No arguing, no, you know, we just having a real good conversation. That's what I'm saying. And people don't get Boots got to get paid, his opponent got to get paid, but everybody else on the undercard got to get paid too. You got to make it make sense. So you're going to put it where you can maximize that dollar. Fights don't sell out in Houston. They literally gave away thousands of tickets. You see? That's real. That's real. That's real. Shout out to my guy. And he would know he's a Houstonian. I think I said that right. Saying is he has two at least, had one somewhere else. Nah, I get you. I get you. But just think about it. Mind yours. Check this out. This he might be taking advantage of the fact that this is not the biggest name, right? But it doesn't have to be the biggest name because he got him at a discounted price as opposed to what everybody else is asking for, and is in a location where people don't give a damn where who Boo's fighting it because they're gonna show up for him. So when you do get the bigger name, you don't have to base it selling solely on it being in Philly and it being your guy selling the bulk of the tickets. So you could afford to put it somewhere else. And it'll be one of the bigger names that people want to see. So it has twice the chance of selling, right? Oh, you putting Boots somewhere with a bigger name? Yes, we want to see it. You get me? So I'm with you. I think that's eventually going to be the plan. I don't think all his fights are in Philly, but I think this one in particular is very smart to put it there. Shout out to the homie Dank. How you feeling, bro? You get me? I hung out in Philly. I had no reason to go somewhere else. Shout out to P. I get you. I get you. Creole the Traveler, my dog. What's good, homie? How you feeling? Say Lamont fought well, don't disrespect the fight. Now Lamont fought great. Lamont fought a great fight. He ain't fight well. He fought a great fight. I ain't even gonna shortchange him. And Tank fought one too. You get me? So I'm with you. What you say, I want to let you know is give and take over here. What you saying and acknowledging, ain't nothing wrong with that, because you want to see just how many places he can go, and do he get fans to travel with him, and could he be bigger in other places? I'm with you, but I think for the meantime, they can get this business out the way, and it could be a win-win for everybody. You know what I mean? The fact that Eddie ain't have to go break the bank to pay his opponent, and I can get you at a cheaper price in Philly, right? Hell yeah. Fill this undercard, everybody get paid. You go out there, you paint a Picasso on this dude, do some and one mixtape moves, knock his ass out. We go home. You get me? Now you in position at 54. Now all these people that said they want to smoke keep that same energy because we putting pressure on y'all. You get me? And that's what I want to see for Boots. I hope that's the way it play out. I'm hopeful that's how it's gonna go. So I just want to see him get his foot in the door, man. And I like that the Philly experience was fun. Shout out to my homie D for the win too, man. That was a fun experience out there in Philly. And to see him go out there and beat some ass the way he did, perform at a high level, have fun, style on his guy. I'm telling you, it really be business, Reef. At the end of the day, that a lot of time, that's why I say follow the money. Follow the money. The money will tell you a lot about in sports. Follow the money, bro. Where's the money? It's in Philly. Is Boots fighting? Oh, is Boots selling out in Philly? Yeah. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's run that shit back. Oh, we got Lima. Okay, this ain't the biggest name, right? They ain't really checking for this guy, but you know why it ain't gonna really hurt us? Because it's at home and people don't care where he's fighting. They just glad the guy is back at a new weight class and they're gonna be coming to see how he looked there. You get me? Everybody's interested to see how the 154-pound Jaron Ennis gonna look. I can't wait to see it. Telling you now, I can't wait to see it, G. Not big cities. Philly loves sports in general, and boxing is very popular in Philly. And I think Philly, the real ones in Philly, I think they feel like they got one with Boots. So I think they're gonna get behind him. Shelton was good with it. Big name. Are you going to get to come to Philly? You get what I'm saying? But that just adds more to it. Shout out to Shelton. You're right. So because you see what the problem is, they all complaining about the money. And to Rashidi's credit, he was like, come on, man, you gotta put a little more on that. You want me to go to his hometown? Like, you're right. So now I got this guy. Okay, boom. Lima saved the day. Boxing continues. All these guys asking for their paydays. Maybe they get them on different terms with Boots at the other end. But let's see it. Let's see it. You know what I'm saying? Just want to see him fight somebody that you're going to respect. Yeah, I get you. They pulling up. Shout out to Creo. You get me? They pulling up for their dog. So I get you, man, George. You want to see him fight one of those guys so he can get the recognition he deserves. But I think they moving in that direction, bro. And let's keep in mind, Lima was what, 6, 7? Or after 6 or 7 guys was like, nah, or something like that. This wasn't the first option. So I ain't gonna crucify Boots because it's not logical to do that. When if other guys said yes, it would have been a different opponent and not Lima. But I mean, you snooze, you lose kind of deal. That man went and got that bread. He went and got his. He said, I want mine. Get me? He said, I want mine. I just hope it sound like I'm attacking Eddie for putting Bam as the co-main event in Philly instead of having this. No. The thing is, though, but you got to fill out your card. And Bam, smaller guy, lighter weight class, it would make sense to fill him in on that card. Get what I'm saying? And then eventually you could put him by yourself if you need to. You know what I mean? The mount was a cherry put, now Tank ducking. Can't make this shit up. I'm telling you, they say anything. The more I see it, Cal, these people don't really like boxing. That's why they so quick to push like false narratives and bullshit. They don't really like this shit. That's why they only watch it from a negative lens, man. Just what worried me for Boots, that Eddie budget for Matchroom was decreased. So can Eddie afford the big opponents for Boots? I think so. I think when they make sense, he can. I think so, bro. I think so. I think he can afford to pay these guys more. That's a fact. I was saying that early too. He said he probably getting that for his people. You get what I'm saying, Sean? Lima. He said, yeah, this for my people. This for the fam, bro. We about to eat. $250,000. Come on. $250,000 in Philly. Let's do it, Boots. That's what Lima said. $250,000 in Philly. I'm on it. Yeah, I'm on it. $250,000 in Philly. I want mine. Let me get it. Let me get that money. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that money. I like it, man. I like it. I ain't tripping. He a top 10 guy. Hey. But yeah, I get you, Will, man. I think when it comes to the bigger names, I think he'll be able to I think they can make it work. But part of me feels like I don't know what his budget is. I ain't gonna act like I know, but I feel like the fact that it's in Philly has something to do with what you offer somebody too. I don't know. Because you would think you would want to pay more, but I think it's the opposite. I think you want to see just how cheap you can get somebody to come to Philly to fight him. And it allow you to save some coins. Maybe you have some money for another fight. Who knows? Nah, I think Virgil ready, man. Virgil a dog. Anybody that fought Bull Chuck and my Jamal back to back could headline. It's just all who is Dan's partner gonna be. That's all. Who's that now? But Virgil ready, man. Virgil a dog. Virgil battle tested on low key, bro. He got a solid resume, yo. Virgil got a solid resume. He's one of the more tested non-champions in boxing. It's almost a disservice to him, but I just know politics, timing, circumstances, and situations all play a factor in who's allowed to fight for titles and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not simple as who's the best fighter or who the most battle tested. Boots a 2 or 3 fight deal with Eddie. Eddie did say he read up, so I didn't hear them specify as to how many fights in particular, but I did hear that, you know, he did re-up with him again. And Eddie was saying, obviously, Virgil Ortiz was part of the deal. But Virgil Ortiz Sr. said that's BS. He said he ain't heard from nothing or nobody, so he don't know what Eddie talking about. That's the only thing about boxing I don't like is they miscommunicate, man, or a miscommunication, bro. How dudes don't be on the same page, man. If you ain't talked to Virgil Ortiz about a fight with Jaron Ennis, how the hell could you tell the people that Boots signed on because this is part of the deal, Virgil Ortiz, and then his dad come out and shoot it down immediately? That shit is annoying. Have you noticed it was hard for Shakur to get top fights with Hearn until Turkey came? Hearn a low ball for American fighters. I don't know. It's tough, man. It's tough to say, bro. Tough to say, man. Tough to say because I don't think his opponent was a matter of a low ball. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think it was a matter. Like, look who he ended up fighting. Kid Austin ass was about to get paid as high as, but that is Turkey being involved. But yeah, I don't necessarily feel like it's cut and dry as Eddie Hearn lowballing people as it is guys making demands that are overplaying their hands. I think it could be a combination of something, and maybe to some degree you could say he doing that, but I don't know because it's consistent that he's offering people more money than they've made, and it's really hard to convince me of a low ball if you constantly offering people more money than they've made before, right? It's tough. It's tough to sell that, to swing that. Maybe you could say you undercutting them a bit, but I don't know if low ball is the word, right? Like if he really low balling these dudes versus guys asking for shit that they can't even negotiate, you know? That's what I think too behind the hands. I think it is. I think he, it's only so much money he's able to be able to offer guys. And you got to think on top of that, his fighter got to get paid too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Shit is a lot to figure out, man. I think. I do. And I think yeah, man. He ain't got no unlimited funds for sure. Hit the like button, y'all. Kelly not even a matchroom fighter. Nah. But man, I mean, we seen this shit though, man. We seen this shit before, man. I can't, when I look at a situation, I seen a guy like Boots just come from 47, and I was, we understood that multiple of these guys was asking for money that they've never made before, and then he move up and it's the same thing. I can't fully blame Eddie. That's you got to acknowledge that. Like, damn, I wonder why when it comes to Boots, everybody want to get paid their highest bag, so that got to be something to that as well. And people got to start making their teams go to work, man. A little bit of cheap Eddie and dudes wanting to fight Boots tax. Yeah, I think it's a combination of things, P. I do. I really do, bro. And Shakur could fight anyone. I mean, shit is good. If Turkey was the fix that Shakur needed to get those guys in the ring, it should be no excuse to butcher. That's why I like that. I like that conversation because now what's your reasoning for not fighting? I don't want to hear no percentage, no low ball, no none of that. It's like if Turkey is involved, it makes me feel like the fight has a real good chance of happening from a financial end is what I'm saying, because people will be satisfied or compensated and we'll just be able to see the fight. So that's how I see it, man. It could be a good thing for boxing, man. It really could. that Oscar is going to replace Ryan with T.O. Nah, I don't think that'll ever happen like that. T.O.'s a wild card. Ryan, I think you still can make money off that guy. I don't think you replace Ryan with T.O. How when think Ryan might be the bigger ticket seller out of the two. That's the crazy part. T.O. is the better talent, more accomplished, more proven. But Ryan is the guy, the social media guy. So I don't see him replacing. If he do replace Ryan, it won't be with T.O., I don't think. Shakur working with Turkey. There isn't a guy he can't fight. Yeah, especially if it's a top guy. That's how I see it. That's how I see it, bro. I relax on how much did Berto get for Vic Ortiz. We don't know, but it was a good fight. Fans want to be managers and accounts. That's why I be trying to make sure I don't sound like I'm telling somebody what they worth, how much to take. I just try to understand it and make sense out of it. But like I said, when I see everybody asking for their most that they ever got paid, I got to be a reason. They know Boots is a challenge. It's not a coincidence when I see that stuff. But yeah, man, I just be hoping these guys could get paid so we can see the fights, because that'd be the holdup. Dudes want their money. They want their insurance. You know what I'm saying? They need them hospital bills paid just in case shit go left, G. You get me? That good old hospital bill. But yeah, man, that was a great fight, man. It was fun too. And they fought again all them years later. It was another good one.
Damn.
Man, I forgot somebody sent me that. Y'all crazy. The internet is undefeated, bro. Undefeated. I ain't playing that. Y'all hit the like button. We gonna keep building. So look, man, I seen something else going on in the boxing space that it drew some attention from some people. You know what I mean? SOG made a video, and you know, he talked about this, you know, potential coming back, and you know, what kind of fight to get him in that mood and that train of thought to come back and fight. And he was talking about how it would be like Andre Ward or something like that. I mean, Anthony Joshua, and people got to talking. Look, man, I ain't all the money that be in boxing. When you got guys crossing over like the Ngannous of the world crossing over, making all these millions, and you got the last gold medalist, you know what I mean, with all the money that's in boxing, and he actually do this shit, I can't blame him for thinking about, you know, making some money. I can't just offer the TCL team yesterday. Oh yeah, that's dope, man. Shout out to Wally Moses, the OG. Clay Moraine, what's good, homie? How you feeling? So yeah, man. I don't know if this fight will happen. Obviously, right? You just never know in boxing. Anything is possible. But what made me want to talk about it is the fact that we got, like, instead of people looking at this like, of course they prize fighters, right? So they fight for money. So to say that somebody is trying to get a payday is kind of like, I always thought that was stupid. Like that, it just don't make a lot of sense to me. Like who out here getting punched in their face for free, or who want to fight and don't get paid to do it? Like, why would you not want to get paid to do it? And they had this little heated exchange, this little back and forth right here, or whatever you want to call it. And I like what Ward was saying, man. You know, he said, payday, Canelo voice. And, you know, Ward went to responding, man. He said, of course, brother, do you fight for free? Business is always a reason, but not the only reason. I think you understand that. Ward basically telling them, don't sit here and say the only reason I want to fight you is because of money. I think I can beat you. Ward sees something, man. Said film study is very good, but watching clips on YouTube is very different from real life. Bro, nah. No, man, the nerve, Anthony Joshua, bro. The nerve of Anthony Joshua, bro, talking to SOG like you ain't talking to a gold medalist. Like you ain't talking to a guy that retired at the top of the game, bro. Nah, bro, tripping. Somebody need to tell him this. He done seen it all, bro. He don't need you to explain to him how watching clips is different from real life. Nah, the disrespect is crazy, bro. Now, I don't know who you think he was talking to like that. He gonna talk to SOG like SOG don't know what's up. You know what I mean? Like, man, watching me on YouTube and getting in the ring is different. SOG, like, I ain't trying to hear that shit, Sharif. Ain't trying to hear that shit. Hold on, let me take this off for a second. Let me see. Ward said that only happens in the movies. LOL. You know how the game works. SOG told him that shit only work in the movies, man. You know how this game works. He said, Anthony Joshua said, I've seen it all. I see it all. That don't come asking for multi-millions to fight me. Put your pride before your ego and let's rumble. Stepped in the ring, playing time your fight on mine. Ward was showing age at 32, so suddenly at 41, he's back in his prime. 41, the body can't something. Oh, he said I sent contact, so he claiming he sent contact to Jay Prince and Eddie Hearn. I would listen. I would be for this. I ain't gonna lie. Jay Bean was good with it. And his entire body was falling apart. AJ quick to answer SOJ and Jake Paul, but not Wilder. You know how I go. But look, they was saying what they can say what they want. Yeah, he was feeling it, the knees and all of that. But AJ done been knocked out multiple times, beat by guys that wasn't supposed to beat him, that are not the caliber of fighter that I think a Ward is, man. I'm not saying he gets in there 41 and beats Anthony Joshua, but I tell you what, if there's anybody that's gonna sign up for some shit to come up out of the retirement at what you just say he 41 and fight this dude, I would think it would be him. And I'll be in all support of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I like it. Talk how you talking, bro, but man, I like it, man. I know people feel like Ward too small and there's no way he'd be able to do it. And, you know, maybe he's seen something and felt like he getting the itch to fight again. But this was discussed by Virgil Hunter. Shout out to Fight Hype. But let me jog y'all memories, man. Y'all remember this video? I remember this video from a while back, bro. Let me take this down for a second. It was this video where we're at their fight. They was talking about.
And you know, I get asked on a day-to-day basis, do you miss boxing? And if you came back, who would you fight? Most days I don't miss it. I'm very content doing what I'm doing in life right now. Who would you fight? That's the problem. You know, it's a lot of names out there, but it's not a lot of names that make sense, you know. But it's one name that I've brought up before that when you say that name, I can see myself fighting him. Present day, today. If the business was right and if, you know, everything was right on that front, me and Anthony Joshua. That's a fight that I would take at Wembley Stadium. It's a dangerous fight for my legacy. It's a dangerous fight across the board. And but that's a fight that would get me in the gym and get me in the mindset that I need to be in to go to war. It's Anthony Joshua. And I know you're getting ready to, you know, fight Jake Paul. It looks like that's where it's going. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about a real fight for legacy.
He talked about some of his skills kind of would translate.
He had to throw that in there. He said, I'm talking about a real fight for legacy.
He can be successful against if he were to move up to cruiser or bigger.
I'm telling you, right.
Well,
that's why he picked him out.
Year after year. And fighting a bigger man, it doesn't have to do with size or anything. It has to do with his attributes and their attributes. And if you're able to single out one thing that would make it a competitive fight for yourself, you take that chance because that's what he's here for. And I'd like to see him fight Anthony Joshua. I'm serious. I'm not playing, I'm serious. I think that would be a very interesting fight. Now I know you got a lot of people, oh, that's suicide, but there's something about Anthony Joshua that I see that I believe he can outbox Anthony Joshua. So, I just said, I see we outboxing Anthony Joshua. You know, there's some things about Joshua that I see. Now, he's a good kid, I know him, and he's a swell, but I'm just telling you, I just see things with
OG,
him
like,
in
man,
particular, and he's the best. You know, but styles make fights. Styles make fights. It would be a waste of time to go to cruiser, just leapfrog it. Go for it all.
Andre, got me sweating, man. Andre, just real quick, sorry, what'd you say? What's your thoughts on that? You've always said that Virgil has his own process in there. You always set the bar high, man. That's the kind of stuff I've been dealing with since I've been a kid. Like seriously, that's it right there. Like that's the essence of our team right there. Like, that man will make me believe something I never even thought of. Like, Anthony Joshua, really? And it'll make perfect sense to him. So, we'll see.
Y'all know what's up. I just wanted to jog y'all memories, man. Y'all remember they was talking about that shit once before. And you know what's funny about all of this? I was just watching a Book of War, and he made it sound like he good and content where he at. But it's just that little glimmer of hope, like that you know, they hold out on that last one. Like, and he said something very interesting in that documentary, man. He said it's better to retire with a few more in you than retire completely on E. So what I know that, you know, people felt like his body was breaking down, different things like that. I know he was having issues with the knee, all that stuff, but he made a great point, man. Everybody still felt like War left money on the table, tens of millions and all that stuff. They felt like he left that on the table. So what I'm saying is what he said sounds consistent with, I think, his reality. I think people always felt like he walked away a little early, right? But they understood it, but he still had some fights left in him. I don't think he burnt all of the tread off the tire. That's what I don't think so. But make no mistake, man, you know, moving to heavyweight and fighting a guy like Anthony Joshua, that should be a tough ass fight. Anthony Joshua's a big guy, man. That's a big body in there. But look, Virgil feel like it's some shit that he see that guy does that he could exploit, and that War would be able to take advantage of. And he ain't just calling him out just to talk crazy, man. I just think he could see War beating that guy, like you said, outboxing him. Anthony Joshua make mistakes. He's not as crafty as War. He could be a bit robotic. He's an athletic guy for that size, but he could be a bit robotic, slow down and straight. It's a lot of shit, but you know, I think the biggest challenge would be War just moving up to heavyweight alone, you know, and dealing with that big a body. You know what I mean? Somebody that damn big, man. I think that'd be a little tricky. You know what I'm saying? But again, when I feel like when you're a generational talent, and I think Ward was definitely cut from that cloth, generational talent type guy. You know what I mean? You gotta think this dude won a gold medal, and he used to be, this dude was drinking, smoking, like all types of stuff. He said Jay Prince went and got him in the trap house, man. Like this dude had like a tale of two different careers almost. So, and even with all of that stuff being done, he still managed to have one of the most successful careers that you're gonna see. Still won the gold medal. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that, man. This dude continued to show you how great he was, man. And I think a lot of people was pissed off as far as the haters that he retired on his own terms. You know what I'm saying? He did it at the pinnacle of the sport. He retired on a knockout win over Sergey Kovalev, closing the book on that chapter and kind of like essentially leaving no doubt that he was the better man than him. And I think that's gratifying, man. When you put in the amount of work that Ward has throughout his career, you're just glad that you know, these guys you know, you glad to do it your way, like, and get out on your own terms. Like I said, man, he had a couple more left in him. So, man, it wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world for him to come back and get some smoke. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be. Shane Mosley came back, looked like me after 2 bottles of Merlot. Right, he did, right? I'm telling you, he did. So you just never know, man. Said War coming back, Ali coming back. Man, might as well. Mayweather versus Pac-Man too while we at it. I'm telling you. Get it all in there, man. All in the same night. All in the same night, Remo. Layla, Clarissa, Ward. You know what I'm saying? Layla, Clarissa, Ward, and Anthony Joshua, Mayweather, Pacquiao. Same night. Put a ball in there the same night, man. You know what I mean? Vintage boxing, you know what I'm saying? When the OGs align, man, something. Call that shit something. You know what I mean? But it'll be interesting. But look, any conversation with Ward being in the ring is a fun one because if you know the track record, you know this dude's just one of the most crafty and best fighters in the world. So it'll be a dangerous ass fight. Everything he built, his whole entire legacy, it'd be on the his legacy would be on the line, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everything he built. And I know some people would like to see it because they hoping that Anthony Joshua could beat him. But I'm telling you, he a crafty dude and that shit. If he still got his, you know, reflexes and things like that, man, you just never know. But coming out of retirement after that long, you know, even with Anthony Joshua, you know, seemingly having some better days behind him, possibly. Because he talking about retirement too. So that's the thing. How old is AJ, y'all? How old is AJ? Because you know we see Ward retired, but AJ talking about retirement too. I read somewhere he was talking about retiring, bro, and soon. So shit, he about right there. He there. He 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or he contemplating it at least at this point. So I don't know. It might not be the worst thing in the world, man. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know, but. I mean, I think as far as him being world champion at heavyweight, that shit may have sailed. I think that chapter may have closed. I think yeah, you got, I don't know, man. Them knockout losses, man, them shits hit different, man. Then the way Daniel Dubois did him, and he's been off since then. I think he was dealing with an injury. It's gonna be hard to see who he gonna come back and fight. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting that you know I'm talking about this with y'all, but he sounded like he was interested in this fight. Sounded like, you know, Anthony Joshua talking about he contacted people. You know what I mean? He contacted some folk, man, some good folk. You know what I mean? They had their little back and forth going on. Look, I like it, bro. I ain't gonna lie. We can get them in the ring together. Shit, who cares? Let's watch it. But one more thing I wanted to talk about, y'all, before we get out of here. Hit the like button before y'all, you know. All y'all do. Shout out to Atheist. What's good with 8 groceries? What's good, fam? Keep cooking. What's good, fam? What's good with it? But something I caught on Twitter, man. I caught like the tail end of it or whatever, man. RIP to this boxer and this pitcher. You know, I seen some selective outrage going on today on Twitter, man. I seen people pissed off that Devin Haney seemingly wrote on this person's picture, good fit. You know, somebody that passed away in the picture. And you know, I don't know if it's boxing Twitter. I don't know what the hell they call it on Twitter. Is it Twitter boxing Twitter? They got the right to, you know, right dragging this guy. Dog, you did read enough to read a damn room, let alone a tweet that says rest in peace. Not gonna lie, what the F wrong with this ninja? Said this your man, son. They hate on dude isn't fake. He's a scumbag. Norman by beatdown. I just think this is typical classic overreaction, bro. The man said good fit. Not justifying it, but if you just look a little bit further, he said he didn't pay attention. He thought my boy posted this picture because he was in it. So he didn't read the caption. Send my condolences to the family. I don't like you dudes on Twitter. I say this all the time. I keep saying I don't like y'all. I don't like how y'all cover boxing on Twitter. I don't like how all y'all do is troll the fighters on Twitter. I don't like the fact that nobody, more times than not, that has anything intelligent, remotely intelligent to say about boxing on Twitter outside of like, you know, damn, I don't know, rhetoric and slander. Ms. Chin said, whoa, that name just made me spit my juice out. What name? You lose confidence and take multiple losses, it's hard to see a bright future. I'm telling you, it get tough, man. Boxing take a lot out of you, but this boxing Twitter is toxic, bro. Like they went to going in on this kid, and it is not that deep. He made a mistake, bro, and he corrected it in real time. Like everybody's made a mistake before. We all seen something, misread something before. We all do it. Look how drastic like they be. Look how dramatic these people be. I'll never support Devin again ever. Like I'm sorry, I had to read that because he just sound like a little baby. Like if I picture you saying this out loud, I'll never support Devin again ever. Like that's what it sound like, bro. Shut the hell up, man. Y'all act like he got on the picture and started trolling. You know, people be moving, speeding in life. You be scrolling. Sometimes it's a mistake, but it's an honest one, I think. And it's not that deep. So I think dragging him, talking about supporting him, you probably never really supported him. If all it took was for him to make a mistake to say you don't support him is wild. The first time I heard somebody saying that they didn't support him was weird because it was after he lost the fight to Ryan Garcia, who eventually got popped for cheating. So Jado said, I agree 100% about boxing Twitter. Yeah, they very negative. They drag you. It's not that deep, bro. You'll never support them again. Like, you probably was somebody, like, I guarantee that had to come from somebody that never bought one of them pay-per-views that he fought on. Probably didn't really heavily support him in the beginning, man. It's not that deep. I see y'all I seen a picture with him as a dog with a leash around his neck. I seen people putting rainbow braids in his, like, they going too far. The man apologized, man. I don't think it's that deep. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's that deep, man. Real deal B. What y'all say? He said, yeah, he bold for that name, but hey, we're in 2025. What name? What did I miss? Because you're the second person that said that. What did I miss, y'all? Hit that like button, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy, man. Hit that like button, man. Said just do it, man. Oh, what's good? What's good? Oster 40, what good, my guy? I seen somebody say stop crashing out over fighters. My bad. I seen somebody say stop crashing out with fighters that don't know you. Somebody replied, "It's fun, yeah." That they crazy, man. Look, the other day I was having a conversation, Reef, and I was talking. Shakur came up, and somebody, yeah, my bad. I was on mute for a second. Somebody kept saying that, I was crashing out on him, crashing out over him or something, and I'm just like, I think they misused the term crashing out. Is like they misused it drastically, man. These guys, man, but on Twitter is different. They go in and, like, I don't believe in getting into full-blown arguments over shit that don't really got nothing to do with me. But when I see like egregious like slander or like, alternative facts, as I like to call them, when people just making up their own facts, I don't respect it. And I see a lot on Twitter. Every now and then you would have to say something, but I try to mind my business up there because it's just troll central. People be looking for the next person to argue with. And if they can get you into an argument, then that's the highlight of their day. Get you to start arguing with them about boxing, and then get you off your square. Next thing you know, from the outside in, you can't even tell who the damn fool is. It's really like that. Oh, you talk Ace. I see. Londa Gaines. Londa, shout out to the Queen Londa, man. Appreciate you pulling up. Y'all hit the like button, sub to the channel if y'all haven't, man. And my bad, Reef. Yeah, I was on mute for a brief second. So yeah, man, I don't see the big deal, man. All that crashing out stuff is weird. Equal to your hate for Tank. Now watch this, because this is a teachable moment. Stop the cap came right here. You got an interesting name to come in here capping. So while we here, because we here just building, just tell the congregation how I be hating on Tank. Tell me one thing that you've ever heard me say that's hating on Tank. Go ahead and go. I dare you, man. I'd probably pay your ass if you could find one thing. I ain't even gonna lie. I know. Yeah, I already know. Grief. I just use them to have fun because he obviously listen. And he said I crashed out over Boots. You really think so? You don't like Jaron Ennis? You don't like seeing Boots paint Picassos on people's face? You don't like seeing them beat the fight out of grown men and them dudes quitting on the stool? You don't like seeing that kind of shit? I do. Love it. I love it. I love seeing Boots beat people's asses like that. It's fun. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be looking for the same kind of performance come October 11th. I'm gonna be looking forward to seeing Boots mop the floor with Lima. Make an example, make a statement as much as he can at 154 for an opening fight, and just keep it pushing. I mean, the goal is forward progression, bro. That's what he got to do. But it's good to know that me being from Jersey, they think I crashed out over Boots. That just means I gave him his just due. Because the real ones know ain't no crashing out over this way. Might be the biggest Tank fan in the chat. Jusdueboxing doesn't hate him. Shout out to my dog. I just wanted to have some fun with him to see if he could figure it out. G Tatted. They just say that stuff. I just be trying to see if you could come up with one example of how I hated on him. Tell you, bro, one day I'm gonna do y'all gonna be mad, but I'm gonna do a whole live on Tank and Maniacs. And that doesn't mean every Tank fan. That's not that. It's just the super people that like make up shit. If you would just say I hated on them and you can't prove it, is wild. That makes you a maniac. If you said I can't come somewhere because I didn't talk about him the way you wanted me to, you're a maniac. You know what I mean? Comfortable as many of these folks on boxing Twitter to just talk is brash. Hey, they don't care. I think hiding behind the avatar and the fact that it's social media, bro, I think it's safe for them, Ann McQueen. They don't feel it. It's like that's their world. That's their lane. They love that shit. You get what I'm saying? They feed off that ignorance, bro. They don't care how bold or how stupid they sound on Twitter. They'll just type. If they can get you to argue, that's good enough for them. It's so real. It's not even about winning the arguments up there. It's just about the sake of arguing and going back and forth and seeing how disrespectful they can be. That's what Twitter is. Twitter is really that. It's really, really that. Man, bro, because I understand. I know who it is directed to. Yeah, right. You can't hate boxers, man. I created this channel to do the exact opposite of ever hating on guys, right? You want to come here and you want to hear a guy get the credit that they deserve for the work that they put in, as opposed to keep taking credit from them. You know what I mean? The haters of Tank, like, see, the thing is, for him to mention that, he just must have missed the whole little Tank segment that we just discussed about him and his case being dropped. Somebody that's hating on him won't even spend time to talk good about the guy. You dig what I'm saying? That's why some of Tank's biggest supporters rock with me, because they know what's up. They know. I'll swear you don't even got the answer. Swear, yeah, he just talking. Tank versus Shakur, but it's still respected as it should be. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yo, anybody that tell me they got Tank beating Shakur is like, that's a normal, like, that's something that it should be completely normal to hear somebody say. Because the same way I could believe in any fighter, whether it's Shakur or anybody, the same way people believe in Tank. They got a body of work to go off. Shout out to Big B-Lo, my guy. Appreciate you. They got a body of work that they going off that they can, point to say, look, you know what I'm saying? So when people tell me that they think he can win over Shakur, I tell them, look, man, it's possible. I think it's a 50-50 type fight. I do. It's a game of inches, man. That's going to be a chess match of the highest order. And they're going to really test each other. That's because they two of the best fighters in boxing. You know what I'm saying? But you know what's funny that you brought that up or just mentioned that briefly, because I got a clip in here from Jose Benavidez. I didn't watch it, y'all. I didn't watch this one. It's only 2 minutes, but he was asked about that particular fight. And I think, obviously, people being prisoners of the moment, seeing the draw and different things like that, people are swayed. All it takes is one performance in boxing for people to either jump off the bandwagon, start picking against you, or give up on you. All it takes is one performance. And in boxing, today's boxing, 2025, you don't even got to lose for people to give up on you. Just have a rough night, miss weight, anything. Something go wrong in your career. Be human. Show that you're human in the fight. Yeah, they on to the next thing. The next guy that's winning. But let me play this and see what he has.
Switching gears, going back to Shakur Stevenson. I mean, what a performance! Like you said, staying in the pocket. Do you think that this was probably the toughest test of his career? And where does Shakur go from here?
Well, I never.
I'm gonna play the thing for you, Roger. I got the thing for you.
He's a boring fighter. He fucking comes and runs. Tom and Jerry. But today I was like, what am I watching? I don't think that Shakur Stevenson. He did great, man. Got my respects again, and I think that he can fight in the pocket. But like he said, he's going to stay there and fight. I think he should. That's what the people he gets paid for. In order to make history and get bigger, you got to maybe not run too much, but maybe fight a little bit and did what he did, and everybody's happy about it. I'm happy. He did a great performance. He stayed in the pocket, was very successful, very sharp, very accurate, and I would love to see him fight that way. That's what he gave us tonight.
Absolutely. The performance that Shakur gave us, switching gears and talking about, Gervonta Tank Davis. He was in the news for, I hate to talk about it, but he was in the news for being arrested for domestic violence and everything. What do you think about him and Shakur, fighting this version of Shakur? Who would win that fight?
I mean, that's a tough fight, man. That would be fight of the year. That's something that we all would love to see. At the end of the day, Tank has proven himself to adjust and look impressive. That would be a great fight. I think it will be before I would thought that it would be like a 60-50 maybe.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm starting to think, with all the problems that Tank has, hopefully he can, stay a little bit relaxed and then focus on work, and maybe at this point I see a 50-50 fight, so with all those distractions, he didn't really look that good on his last fight because of the distractions, but he's an unbelievable fighter. And he has everything to win, but if he comes like how he came on his last fight, I think Shakur will win.
Definitely. Senior, we thank you for your time. It's Fight Hype.
Yeah, that's easy to say, but why would Tank Davis approach a fight with Shakur Stevenson the same way he did with Lamont Roach? I hate that whole notion that if he looks like he did in this fight, two different guys, two different approaches, mentalities, the training probably be different. You know what I mean? The sparring, the kind of people that he working with probably be different. So, nah, and look, I want to highlight this. If Tank, with all those distractions and shit going on, and this fight is still a 50-50, he's in great shape. Think about that. If you're distracted and got a lot of shit going on, and you in one of the biggest fights or one of the biggest challenges is still a 50-50 fight with you being distracted, think you're in good shape. Shit happens in life, man. People go through things, man. When you got a name in the sport and you recognizable to the people, they're gonna talk about shit. Everything you do is under the microscope. So only thing I will say about Tank situations, what I've been saying, tighten up, make smarter decisions to try your best to avoid being in any negative limelight for some shit that you could be, dragged online for or bring negativity to your situation when you clearly trying to better yourself as an individual. That's all I got to say. But to the stop the cap guy said, because when people get their opinion on Boots, she was quick to say, I know who your favorite fighter is, basically calling them Tank fanboys because they don't agree with your take. Good try, buddy. Good try, man. Good try. Good try. Nice try, man. See, I know you don't be here a lot, right? Because if you did, you would understand that I don't talk boxing to see how many people I can get to agree with me. I want to see how many people want to have a conversation. And you don't have to agree with me to have an opinion over here. You could think all the way the other way, and it's still going to be all good. But when you heard me doing that, that's because the people that I was calling Tank fanboys or referring to them as Tankomaniacs, they are that. They kept creating profiles, talking crazy, mentioning shit. But again, that's not hating on Tank. You said I hate on Tank. So again, I'm going to see if you can type. You typed all that shit. Now see if you can type something that I asked you. You said I hate on him. So type something that would indicate me hating on Gervonta Davis. Other than that, you're just another guy typing. You know what I'm saying? If you look at my inbox, both IG and Facebook, you'll see some Tankomaniacs in my inbox making threats and all types of shit. So when you had the kind of experiences I had, and those coming from Tank fans, it's the experiences that make me say the shit that I say. I don't insult everybody and say everybody that's a Tank fan is a Tankomaniac. I specify to the people that I be talking to, because those crazy fans, those ones that want to argue for nothing, the ones that say I'm hating on them and can't tell you how I'm hating on them, those are the fanboys. Because you just saying anything. Like if somebody is hating on a fighter, you should be able to type out what he said that's hating. Like, yo, you said this. Because you seem to remember something else I said, but now you should remember what I said that was hating on the man. See what I'm saying? Because I'm a one-of-one in this space, bro. Like, I don't get up here to hate on fighters. You get what I'm saying? I give these guys they just do, and I keep it pushing, G. You dig? Teach was good with it. Did Dan Raphael take some Boots Ennis? Nah, I didn't. You agree with me? You don't know boxing. Shout out to Roach. You're a fool. People feeling the way about Roach trunks being high. Tank ain't care when Tank was having Lamont recalibrate from the punches in some of those second half rounds. Why do you care so much? Oh, yeah, back to that. Let me play this. Let me play this for the people that keep talking about
Y'all
the trunks.
have a new excuse for Tank every 2 business days. Oh my goodness. Lamont's trunks are right above his belly button. Your belly button is just below your second row. Even Tank's trunks are also right above his belly button, as you can see here. Cover Lamont's belly button and you'll see that's exactly where his trunks were. Tank does the same thing. Cover his belly button and you'll see where his trunks were. Roach wears them the same way in any other fight, but no one complains except Tank's baby boys. Soon y'all are gonna say Roach signed a deal with the devil before the fight. You make this many excuses over a draw. If he actually loses, some of you might go into depression.
And there you go. There you go. Yeah, nah. Now you moving the goalpost. See, I'm just using you to be a teachable moment at the end of this live. Shout out to everybody that pulled up this morning till now that rocked out to the end of the live. Yeah, you went from saying I'm hating on him to say I had to. Who are his fans? Are you talking about that don't like me? Yo, imagine that. Y'all think all Tank fans are on YouTube or at them fights where he be breaking the gates and all that, selling out venues and shit like that. You think all his fans are on Twitter? Y'all silly. And you think I give a good damn about some fans of a fighter? I don't care about that. One thing I know for sure, for the 3 years and change that I've been here, you can't find a video where Tank is being torn down by me or hated on. You can't find the content, you can't find the audio, you can't find the clip, you can't find the live stream. It just don't exist. Because when I get up here, I'm a person, I'm a civilian that appreciate the work that Tank put in. So when I get up here, my conversation is going to dictate that I appreciate the work he put in. I'm not the guy that's sitting there, Sonny, what's good with it? I'm not the guy that's sitting there telling you he's a loser or he's a failure and you need to strip him, get him out of boxing, calling them woman beaters. You don't hear none of that negative content from me. So whatever fans you referring to, I was about to go in, but I had to catch myself because you clueless over here. I don't know what fans of yours his that you think don't like me, but I could care less. The only fans of his that don't like me are the super fans. The real supporters are the ones I care about. I don't care about no fans, bro. I don't look at myself as a person with fans, so I don't like to look at myself as a fan much either. I'm a supporter. I only care about my supporters, not nobody else's fans. The real ones that listen, they know Tank get his credit. That's why they could listen to me. And when it's time to have a conversation about Gervonta Davis, they know they could tune in. They're going to get logical, reasonable, commentary. I ain't going to sit here and tear the man down. You know what I mean? While people are telling Tank that he's a failure because he didn't measure up to their standards, I'm looking at that man as a multimillionaire that beat the odds, cheated, death, jail, poverty. He came up. There's no losing for Tank. So, but you'll have a weird ass fan telling you he's a failure because he didn't fight this guy or that guy. Nah, you can never look at Tank and call him a failure. He's gonna always be a winner at life. He won. If he don't fight ever again as a boxer, he won. You get what I'm saying? He won. So yeah, man. That appreciate you getting that Gaymore Rain out of there because I rock with Claymore, so we're not gonna play like that. We're not gonna play like that. And then a nice try. I will call you somebody name because I know that. I noticed since I don't like some of y'all dudes, I noticed the trolls increased. There's no way that the trolls increased the minute I stopped liking some of y'all. And some of y'all dudes got fake what they call them, burner accounts too. I know who some of y'all is. So shout out to the real ones that actually tune into the content every day, not just when they hear something that they like. Anybody I think hating on Tank is probably an unhappy person that really don't really like boxing. That dude is very entertaining to me. He hasn't ever done a thing to me in life that make me not like him. You know what I'm saying? His personal business is his personal business. I watch Tank because he cold as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? And I think the average Tank Davis fan, I'm pretty sure I watched more of them, supported them more, probably bought more pay-per-views and all that shit. So nah, man, Tank will always get his just due because he deserves it, bro. That man is a winner in life, and there's nothing that a single boxing fan or a critic could ever say that's going to change that. The facts are the facts. That man won, beat the odds too many times over. That's why when it's all said and done, if the only thing you could do is critique me for who I haven't fought, I fucking won, bro. I won. I made my money. I got out with my faculties. I'm a winner of life, bro. That's how that go. You get me? Yo, shout out to the queen. You know it. You know what's up, man. I rock with him. Claymore, yeah. Appreciate y'all blocking that out of there. We ain't letting that rock. I rock with Claymore. He always show love, show support, and respect, and it's right back at him. Anybody putting Gaymore Rain in the comments, you wild, bogus, block they weird asses. We ain't playing like that. We ain't playing like that. And real quick, while we wrapping up, because it's the last few minutes, I always compare and I give respect before I give my opinion. You know I'm up here to be respectful, so I always expect it in return. And you know, you're not going to agree with everything I say. You shouldn't come here just to see if you agree. You should come here to see if it's a guy that know what he's talking about, that understand the sport and know how to call shit fair, even when the people don't. So, like I said, man, shout out to Devin Haney. Keep doing you. I think those people on Twitter, boxing Twitter, is just looking for a reason to attach themselves to some fake outrage. A lot of those people I never seen tweet about that fighter. Never seen them say anything about the guy that passed away. My condolences to him and his family. But you made a simple mistake. You probably was speeding through social media, and you being young, you looked at the fit, told him good fit. He wasn't saying nothing crazy. He didn't mean it that way, and I think he just kept it pushing. So, you know what I mean? He got on top of it. He said, he didn't see it. He said what he said. You know what I mean? And shout out to both Blue Blood and Claymore Rain. I don't know why you care about anybody in a hotel room. Appreciate y'all getting him out of here, man. He ain't mean nothing good. He just here to troll. So shout out to the fam rocking out, man. We're going to get to the 3-hour mark. We got about 4 minutes to go, man. Hit the like button. Speak his final words, man. This was a good morning conversation, man. Good dope morning build for the people. And I enjoyed it, man. After that Bill Haney dinner picture, I already knew what these shadows was all. Yeah, man. Little compromise. You know, Paul was good, fam. Yeah. Yeah, man. But you know, I don't like really mentioning other channels unless I'm saluting people. But as it comes to you know, Blue, I think it's simple. When people find reasons to disagree with you, they'll everything you did is bad. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's the case. You know what I mean? I said it long before that dude explained what the reason why he do shit the way he do it. So it's either you caught it or you didn't. Yeah, that's why I was. Yeah, it's like the thing is, it's okay to disagree with people, right? But to think that he's intentionally trying to mislead you or put out lies, that don't be the case. You know what I mean? I don't think that's the case at all. That's why I support people that support me. You know what I mean? If one of these trolls get cooked, they go overboard. Yeah. Look at another one, yo. You said no. Imagine saying nobody care about Shakur, but your name is Pillow Fisted Shakur, and you talking about him. You care about him enough to talk about him. You got to be a kid, yo, like a teenager. That's why I don't even be caring if y'all block people. Y'all don't even gotta block him unless if he say something left like disrespectful. I don't care about his opinion of Shakur. I could care less. He'd beat you up, your dog, your cat, your fish, your uncle, his auntie. They dad, they granddad, they pop. You get what I'm saying? Your neighbor down the street, your man's around the corner. He beat up literally your whole family tree. Yo, hey Roger, they've been like this for like this week has been the most trolls I've ever seen on my channel ever. And both times we're talking about Boots, and I know people that talk crazy about Boots that I don't rock with. And I know people that talk crazy about Shakur, but all of a sudden, all of these people, I'm getting the trolls now that create troll accounts. When some of the people I know then showed me that they troll from fake burner accounts, and now I got an influx of Shakur haters from some. Think about that, bro. Nobody has that much time to keep creating profiles. And, you know, some of y'all dudes, I told y'all when y'all really offend me, I'm going to get your IP address. That's all. I'll get that IP address. But y'all just be talking. Hey, Goofy. Hit the like button for your boy if you're new. Smash the like button, sub to the channel. Dude's personality was all hating on Shakur. Yeah, Paul, they weird. They weird. Now he'll beat you up, your goldfish, your cat, your dog, your two fathers, because you know we in 2025. You know, dude probably got two pop-pops. Two pop-pops, you know what I'm saying? Beat your pop-pops up. That's probably cousins. Dudes is weird, man. A shout out to the fam. I appreciate y'all as always, the support. Y'all know I'm gonna keep building. Make sure y'all sub to the channel, share the lives, man. I think we less than 90 away. I think we 80 something away from 10K, and we gonna get there, man. It'll be dope to get there before this money is out. You know what I mean? Get the 10,000. We on our way, man, and we gonna get there. So with that, man, boxing is in a good place. Lima seems to think that Boots is moving into his division, so he on upset alert. Boots on upset alert, but I think he gonna handle business, man. October 11th. And I think the rest of 154 going to be put on notice from that performance on. Tank Davis, keep your head up, man. Keep you or down, whichever one, stay locked in, stay focused. Go make that rematch. Go get Lamont Roach the rematch that y'all both deserve. Put all of the controversy to bed. Go do what you do. Lamont, you go do what you do. I think everybody should be in support of that fight and both fighters. I think Lamont deserve a lot more respect just for giving a fight and proving people wrong. The fact that he felt like he was wrong with the decisions that the ref made, you got to be at a level with him with that. Because if the shoe were on the other foot, you would be able to understand where Tank was coming from, right? So it's same applies for him. That don't mean he got cheated or he was robbed or anything like that. I'm not going to go that far. They gave us a great fight. Both guys was giving and taking. There was no surprises. You could tell they was familiar with each other. And I think that's what a great fight looked like. You know what I mean? Great fights deserve rematches, and we'll get our rematch. Hopefully we get a rematch. I hope that his case being dropped means that he can now resume, life, focus on his kids, the shit that matter to him, and shut up a lot of these naysayers, bro. I hope Tank Davis make at least 2-3 more fights before he do sell off into the sunset. But I ain't gonna lie, right off the bat, I got to double check with a couple sources. And I'm gonna try to come back later. I'm hearing that Tank's focus could be a Pacquiao or something like that. I'm hearing that Rolly could possibly get a Pacquiao fight, so we don't know. So I'm gonna go look into that. I'm gonna go ask a couple people. I'm gonna double check. I'm gonna try to come back and see if we could chop it up for a little bit at 4 o'clock as well. Y'all know how we do. We put that work in over here. We put in 10 hours the other day, another 3 today, and we'll be back later. We'll try to spin the block. Yo, so look, smash the like button on the way out. I appreciate everybody rocking out, man. Enjoy the rest of this good Wednesday. And we're going to keep building on this boxing, man. Sub to the channel, share the lives. We're going to hit our mark. We close to 10K, and we're going to get there. Winner of Tank and Lamont. Go see Gary Russell Jr. to run it. Man, look, I just like the fact that he back in the mix, man. I really, the only fight that I hope to see Tank in more than that rematch is him and Core. But I ain't gonna hold my breath on that one. I'm gonna just sit back and observe and see what boxing got for us, man. Whoever these guys decide to fight is who they decide to fight. Easy win for Tank. Shit, I get why you would say it, Sonny, because of the age factor and shit. But you know what? At this level, none of them fights easy, man. Manny still could punch and he tricky. And he's still pretty busy. So Tank had to knock him out. Make no mistake. Because just looking at how they fight, Manny's busy. You got to knock him out. Tank don't throw a lot of punches. It'd be a fun fight. It'd be an interesting style clash. Even with him being as old. And like a true supporter, I would support it. I'm not going to cry because I can't pick who these guys decide to fight. Tank got to take them punches at the end of the day. He got to live with that punishment that he take in them fights. All I can tell you is what fights that I prefer, which ones I would like to see, which ones I would support, and that's it. And if he gives you something that I don't like, I have an option. I don't have to pay for it and watch it. But when you really like boxing and if somebody is entertaining as Gervonta Davis, you got to watch it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to watch. You're going to watch because you just never know. You just never know what's going to happen. How he going to knock you out, set you up, knock you out? Is he going to slip, right? Some people would think, being that he had some personal situations going on, he may be distracted and not fully focused on boxing. So that element is going to be there, and that's going to make people want to watch him even more. So Tank's next fight, whoever it's going to be, it's going to do really well number-wise, I believe. You know what I mean? ARP Manny, a problem when the compression socks all the time. He's still out there punching. Cal. He's still out there punching, bro. He's still out there punching. Cal said AARP Manny is crazy. AARP Manny with the compression socks is crazy. You wild, bro. Oh man, I was just thought about that. Copper Fit Manny. Hit that like button, y'all. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. If you haven't subbed to the channel, support the build, all that good stuff, man. Copper Fit Manny is crazy. Oh man, yo, Copper Fit, man, that's crazy. I'm telling you, man, but We'll see who ends up in there. We'll see who ends up
Payday.
in there.
You want payday. I know that.
I know that. I'm about to get me some snack, y'all.
Victor, the victorious Conte. #1, baby. Snack, baby. #1. Here I am with the Parole Brothers. The best heavyweights in the world right here, baby.
Look at this, look at this. And Victor Conte, the best in the USA and the world. And the supplement, Victor Conte, snap. Victor Conte, #1.
Snap.
The best.
Victor Conte, #1. Yeah. Y'all ain't got no smoke for them heavyweight brothers. They just sat in y'all faces with Bob. I think that's Bob Santos. They sat in y'all face and told y'all Victor Conte is #1, a snack. A snack. And they sat there in broken English. Where all the outrage at for the snack chronic, snack and snack. Nah, bro. What?
Victor, the victorious Conte. #1, baby. Snack, baby. #1. Here I am with the Parole Brothers. The best heavyweights in the world right here, baby.
Look at this, look at this. And Victor Conte, the best in the USA and the world. And the supplement, Victor Conte, snap. Victor Conte, #1. The best.
I'm playing that, yo. I'm sharing that, yo. Putting that on Twitter, bro. I'm about to just go start an argument on Twitter. We'll just post. I'm gonna just post this right here. That y'all ain't got no energy for them. So is they snack strong? Is they cheating too? Is they suspicious? Them heavyweight brothers or what? Is they suspicious or nah? It's everybody else. Bob Santos got them in there. I tell, hey, Rose, you do look a little hostage takeover type joint. Shout out to D5, man. What's good, fam? So I want to get on that snack program, HGH and Osterine. Oh, shit. I hear Osterine, you don't really want that. But nah, all jokes aside, D5, I hear the snack regimen is good. It's a couple people that say they take it, man, vitamins and shit like that. So I think it's a big misunderstanding as to what it actually is. But I understand that misunderstanding is going to always exist because of the guy that's connected to the snack, given his past. People won't let him. They won't let him like move on from his past. They're basically saying that no matter what, you still got to be dirty, no matter how much he stands to lose if he get caught up again. That's the reason why I think he's on the up and up. If I had to make any case at all, that would be the reason for it. I'm not going to sit here and argue in his favor, never. But that's what I would say. I think sometimes you could get stung the right way and learn. Sometimes you really do learn your lesson. And when people say that there's no way that he's not doing anything foul or dirty, you basically saying there's no way that he could ever change or like make better decisions. And I know as a person, as a man myself, you know, that's not true. Like we all made some bad decisions and you know, some shit that you have to live with and learn from. And I do think that is a possibility. Like I said, I won't go out on a limb and make an argument in case in his behalf that he's a clean guy and he's doing everything right. But I do think these fighters are clean. And I think that he's very knowledgeable if you believe that he's going to use the knowledge to teach you the right things at how to get the most out of your body. So you got people that don't believe and you got people that do. But I feel like there are a lot of people that do believe that are within the know than the people that don't believe. And I think the ones that don't believe know less than the ones that do. I lost 50 pounds in 2 days. You stupid, Roger. Sound like the only English they practice. They didn't even know what they were saying. Nah, it's like in the best snack in the United States of the world. Victor Conte. They was tripping, Cal. They was tripping. They was tripping, man. They was tripping. But look, shout out to everybody, man. I appreciate the support as always. Please continue to hit the like button, sub to the channel, support the build, share the lives, and we're gonna try to spin back to 4 o'clock, our normal time, and get boxing is just due. So with that, man, y'all make sure y'all enjoy the rest of this Wednesday, and I'll see y'all a little bit later. Peace.
Representing Brick City, finding those levels too. Look at that 4-punch combination.
It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass. And Shakur meeting them with straight left hand.
Oh, there's a knockdown scored with the left hand.
right now we're gonna give him his just due. Shout out to my brother Just Due.